Excuse me. Hello, welcome. Hope you have your coffee or your tea or whatever you're drinking, no matter where you are. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? um, welcome everybody. I'm glad that you could join. Hello. Thank you for joining. And welcome. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes to try to, wait for a few more people that are going to come in. And I hope that wherever you are from, you drop a comment, say hello, and come and have a cup of joe. All right, let me see here. Excuse me. Hey, Atina Kelly. Hello, Dana. Good afternoon. Hello, True Crime History from California. Ready for updates on this case? Actually, this is the first time that I'm going to be discussing this case. So if it's a case that you personally have been following, this is the very first show that I'm even doing about it in regards to it with my audience. So, you maybe won't want to even watch this because in all honesty, you might already have all the information and news that I'm about to tell. It's just that my audience and I have never discussed this case yet. And this Rexford Lynn Keel boy, I tell you, the history on this guy is a little bit scary. So hello, Teresa Bartholomew. How are you? From New Orleans. Yes, I am one of those YouTubers that on a live feed, I will say hello to the people popping in and out. That's just how I roll. I don't know. That works great. Love to see what others know. Yeah, well, I haven't ordered any of these case files. I don't have access to the motions or anything right now. This is all just based on what I have, seen, read, and heard. So, this just recently happened, and the beautiful woman's name was Diana Alejandra Keel. Beautiful name. She's actually from Colombia. Her mother still lives there, actually. She had gone missing on March 7th, and it wasn't until like about March 9th that her daughter, who's a freshman in college, had sort of reported her missing. Like, her coworkers at work were like, what, she hasn't shown up for work. She hasn't called. She hasn't, hey, Clary, how you doing, honey? She hasn't been around. She hasn't shown up for her shifts at the hospital. Howdy from Toronto. Hi, Michael. She hasn't been around at the hospital. She hasn't called in for her shift. She's not accounted for. Nobody's heard from her. Her vehicle, was still there or whatever. Hang on, just give me a second. At her and her husband's house. So her vehicle was still parked at her house, which was on it's an old county home road in Nashville. So now this woman actually has a couple of kids, which just makes this all the more sad because these kids are not just kids. They're not kids that are just going to forget about this and possibly move on. They are kids that are of age 15, 20, you know what I mean? They're older enough that for crying out loud, they're never going to forget this, So what's unfortunate, though, is that Rexford Lynn Keel, in my view, in a sense, you guys here, he seems to have gotten away with this in the past. It's a little bit funny that he had somebody pass away in his life in 2006, and then suddenly someone else is passing away that's close to him, that really close, like that's a spouse. Like, you've had two spouses die? What? Like, I mean, automatically I'm a little bit like, whoa, Hola, Laura. ¿Cómo estás, amiga? So sad case, but I want to be respectful because the children involved are still, even though they're young adults. I mean, I just don't want anything. Would never want them to hear anything awful. Like I mean, it's bad enough that they've lost their moms. They don't need people, like gossiping, I guess you could say. If you're going to discuss case stuff, that's different, I guess. But gossip straight up, I mean, I feel bad for some people that go through the media and tearing them apart and stuff like that. At the same time as, like, for instance, in Chris Watts's case, he went looking for it. So it was like, well, I guess you got what you were looking for, didn't you? Like, not really, but you know what I mean. Hey, what's up? Hello, hello. Oh, thank you for the merch store, Clary. That's awesome. I really appreciate that link put up. If you're interested in a mug, I have t-shirts, mugs, totes, and a tank top and a sweater. So I know, I think about it. Yeah. No, I think that's it. Hello, Granny Doe. How are you today? Hello, Chica. Hello, the super just for fun, I think. Hello. Okay, so it's unfortunate, that these children had to lose their mother, at such a kind of impressionable age, in a sense, right? And to go through something that tragic at this, at their age is just, it's devastating, in my opinion. I hope that they find some comfort. I hope that the public can pool together. I know that there's been a GoFundMe page that's been set up by, Mrs. Keel's daughter. I don't really want to just start throwing out names and, like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm stumbling a little bit, and I perhaps should have been a little bit more prepared. This is the first time that we're talking about this, and this is live. So it's not really structured. It's more of an interactive type of upload, right? So, she was 38 years old. The only name I'm going to really reveal is the victim and the perpetrator. So, Diana Alejandra, I love the middle name, just so pretty. Keel, she was 38 years old. She was an emergency room nurse, and she hadn't reported to work in days, and hadn't notified her supervisors, which was completely out of character. Her mother had received a text message from her on March 7th. And I mean, all it said was, "Mom, I love you very much," but it was an uneasy type of feeling in the text. That was sort of the last time that she heard from her. 2 days later, though, on March 9th, was when her daughter decided to report her missing. And authorities, of course, got involved, and it was quite quickly found that her body was in the woods, about an hour and a half drive from her home, and she did appear to be stabbed. And eventually what happened was that Rexford Lynn Keel was arrested and charged in her murder. Now, what's been found out, though, since is, like, this man was married before, and he had a wife that died before. So what the fiddle is going on here, kind of thing. He was actually found to be, hightailing it towards Mexico border. Like, he was just, like, out of there, kind of thing. And that is extremely suspicious all in itself. He was found to have a ton of cash on him. And he was driving his dad's pickup truck. But I mean, it's just like, where the heck are you going when your wife just died? Why are you running? If you aren't guilty, kind of thing. And of course, it was quite suspicious, right? So he was actually married to a woman named Elizabeth Bess Edwards Keel. She was 42 and died on January 1st. Blunt force trauma to the head, falling down concrete set of stairs. So the coroner had sort of marked this as an accidental death, and life carried on. But I've said this before on my channel, right? Like, people that do something wrong in this world, you might get away with it for now around other people, around other humans. You might even fool the police or the judges or whatever. I mean, it happened in Ted Bundy's case, where they literally returned one of the victims to him for him to kill. I mean, you might get away with it here and now, kind of thing. but you're not going to get away with it forever. You know what I mean? And so now that this has happened a secondary time with this man's wife, they're suddenly looking back on his history like, what the hell else have you all been into, and what have you been doing? And like they're looking into things now, thankfully. It's sad that the Elizabeth wife had to leave this world like that, and it was just sort of deemed an accident, and not really further looked into. And I guess for whatever reason, the coroner, and the police and everybody that pooled together for that, they did believe what he was saying, and that was that. So I don't know. Like, I mean, it's sad in a sense, but at the same time, they're figuring it out now, and that's a good thing. Better late than never, right? I just want to catch up on a few comments here, guys. You're not familiar with this case? No, this is a brand new for me too. This super just for fun. This is a brand new case for us as well that we're just literally talking about for the first time today. So, yeah, I definitely hope that both people get justice, Chica. I hear you 100% on that. It's sad that it had to take this long for it to even be found out about Elizabeth, but better late than never, I say again, right? Yeah, it is a newer case, that's for sure. Damn, why all these men killing their wives nowadays? Life in prison easier than divorce? Yeah, exactly, right? Oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. Things have gone a little bit sideways for sure, but like this, yeah, this staircase, it's unfortunate, but I guess it was a cement staircase. She hit the front of her head or something, and she was deemed to be deceased. Hello, Miss Coley. Okay, so obviously now we know, like, the medical examiner ruled Elizabeth's death as an accident, right? But I mean, they're going to re-examine that, and that's comforting, right? I mean, so what? So they misjudged, or they missaw something. I fear that could possibly be what's happening in the Chris Watts case as well, with the way that the coroner had said the manner of death for Bella and Cece. And then, what we're hearing as far as details from Chris Watts. And, I'm sure that they're, significantly looking into all of these details in order to figure it all out. And they're not stupid. They will figure it out. And just because they're human and they may have perhaps get fooled or miss something or whatever here and there, doesn't mean that they're not eventually going to get it, or eventually it's going to, come to a head, kind of thing. Something in our Wheaties. You're so cute, Chica. Yeah, I don't know. Because there's Wheaties all around the world, right? So it can't just be your Wheaties. There's stuff happening everywhere, right? It's literally everywhere. So, it was found out that Diana wanted a divorce. Things weren't going so well anymore with Mr. Rexford, and she wasn't having it anymore. It sounds like she was pretty finished with things by her mother's point of view. And I mean, even her mother was stating how, she was mentioning that this was going to be the month of change for her daughter and stuff, and that she had some plans in the works, and divorce seemed to be one of them. And, one of her best friends named Taryn Edwards actually stated that she noticed how controlling Mr. Rexford was, that they couldn't, really spend any significant amount of time together. And they were really, he always had to know where she was and what she was doing and all this stuff. Like, I mean, it was a little overboard, and it was noticeable. And he didn't even want to, like, leave her in the same room to chit chat with her girlfriends. Like, I mean, it got really bad. So, I mean, she was just like, I'm kind of done with this, by her mother's point of view, saying like, I'm going to go and get this divorce. Like, and her mom's in Colombia, so they communicated all the time. But, even in the last text message on March 7th, where she was telling her, I love you very much, she didn't know what was going on, but there was sincere, uneasy feeling in her stomach about what was happening and stuff. I mean, us as mothers too, like we feel that connection when something is really wrong with our children that we have birthed and brought into this world. You can't ever seem to really get rid of that. Like it's a connection that's built from within and you can't erase it even if you try. So it's unfortunate. Thank you, Bipin. Miss Coley says, I'm a nurse too. We work hard for what I've heard. He wasn't working. She got tired of controlling lazy man. I guess, his insecurities kicked in or whatever. And he was very much trying to control, who she hung around with and for how long and what he had barely left her alone in her own house in order to just chill and hang out for coffee or a drink with one of her friends. And that was very obvious by her friend named Taryn, that she noticed, and she encouraged this divorce. Like, it's things didn't look like it was working very healthily anyways. And why does anybody want to stay in that kind of a situation? You want to be happy, everybody all the way around, right? So, I mean, if one person is being, unhappy, it's not going to work. And so if you force it, well, then that's really not going to work. What needs to happen, in my opinion, is both people need to work on the relationship in order for it to work. As soon as one stops working or doesn't really care or want it to work anymore, it's not going to work. Like both people have to be equally and genuinely interested in making it work. Otherwise, it is not going to work. Let me tell you from experience, for real. He demanded that she severs her relationships with her best friend. Yes, he did. After he found out that her best friend was kind of all pro divorce, he was like, you can't hang out with her anymore. And I'm telling you, like that's the beginning of the end there. When these kinds of things starts happening in relationships, I've been there, and it's I've done it, kind of thing. It's happened. So, you have to both equally want to make it work. Chica, Chica chilled. That's who, Miss Coley. Chica chilled. The hubby forced her to break her best friend's relationship. Yeah. And even Diana was trying to comfort her best friend by saying, please, like, don't worry, don't cry, don't be upset. This is temporary. I'm sure she was telling her, like, give it a minute, let me divorce this mofo and then we can get back to our friendship. I'm sure she was trying to avoid any kind of explosive confrontation together with this man. Being it that he was already controlling, I'm sure that he got angry. I'm sure he was yelling and screaming and trying to control everything that she did in creating that chaos. Now, if you've ever been sort of in an abusive relationship, though, guys, you would be well aware that that is a tactic that they use to try to control you and pin you down in a sense and get you to care more about them than you do about your entourage. You know what I mean? Your friends. Like, nobody has the business of doing stuff like that, and it's only if you are insecure that it'll happen. And I can tell you that from experience, having been insecure, having been in those exact kind of relationships where you just don't seem to trust. Now, it's different if you're in the relationship and you know that something has gone sideways and wrong, and you've seen it firsthand or whatever, and you know that it's happening. Then the trust is broken. And at that point, you're on a different road there. But what I'm saying is that type of controlling, it's different to be held accountable. That's your partner. You want to tell him or her where you're going and what you're doing, and you want to share your day and stuff. That's normal. When it's to seclude the person and bust them away from any of their support group, any of their friends or family, that is usually abusive. And it is the first sort of signs to it. And so, like, if you've ever been there, you know it. But if you've never been there, you might just think, oh, he's really sad that I'm not spending more time with him and he wants me to love him more or whatever. And you start to, the mind games start. And then it's not long before there's more crap starting. So I'm hoping that by talking about all of this, it helps even just one person out there around the world who might be going through an abusive relationship or might need some help, Excuse me. Yes, Lady Shady. Speaking truth, love, and peace. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes it happens so slowly you don't realize it till it's too late. That is so true. And there's also the fact that, you become sort of dependent on each other, that you've been together for so long. It's toxic at that point, though. You have to have a level of communication, in my opinion, that doesn't fall back on these traits, these controlling things. Like I said, it's different to be sort of held accountable by your partner, and sharing your day and your experience of where you've been and what you've done and what time you'll be back and all of that. That's basic communication. But when it starts to get into controlling and it's yelling and fighting and in your face and all this kind of crap, this is abusive and you really shouldn't tolerate it. It's not okay for men or women to experience this, either or. If you're in a same-sex relationship or you're in a heterosexual relationship, people deserve to have respect. But now by saying that, you get what you give too. And so, like, if you're going to act like an asshole, well, don't expect to be completely treated with a ton of respect, right? I mean, so I'm just saying. Chica chilled since she was from another country and she went to school to become a nurse. Things started to get bad when she started to work. Well, and it shouldn't really matter what country you're from. Like, it's happened to me in Canada. It's happened to a lot of people in the US and, all around the world. There are men and women have unhealthy relationships where there's violence or abuse or mistreatment, and none of it is okay. But if you don't know those signs, or you aren't aware because you've never been through it, well, this could possibly be a little bit of a learning example for you. This could be a little bit of a discussion where you see things a bit differently. You know what I mean? Thanks, Simon. Yes, and accusations when you leave the house, so it becomes easier to stay home to avoid the fight and leave and face a war at home. Yeah, exactly. Definitely, that would be another tactic in order to try to control you. If you have to be getting into a fight every time you're about to go out the door, or know that if you're gonna ignore whatever's being said, that by the time you get home, there's going to be World War III going on. I think that too many relationships around the world combat each other versus working together to combat the world. I mean, you two in a relationship should be, all for each other, right? So the minute that something is going a little bit not that way, that is a signal that something is wrong and needs attention, kind of thing. Peace. You don't think that she had a support system she needed for being so far away from home? Yeah, I would agree with that. It seems that her mom and her were really close, but a lot of us know how difficult that is in order to get somebody to move to another country and stuff like that. The process all in itself is really lengthy, right? So perhaps she was looking into bringing her mom, to the US. Who knows? But regardless, she should have gotten away from this person a lot sooner. But it sounds like by his history that this may have been meant to be, no matter what she would have done, and sounds like she was trying to avoid those fights and stay, keep him happy in a sense. And that just wasn't working. You know what I mean? Now, the obituary for Elizabeth Bess Edwards Keel, it reads that, she died at 42 years old on January 1st, 2006 at her home. She was born on January 25th, 1963 in Nash County. And, she was the late daughter of William Creth Edwards and Mary Elizabeth Hinton Edwards. And she was a lifelong resident of the Momier. I'm sorry, I'm probably not saying that correctly, but it's in Nash County. And she was a graduate of North Carolina Wesleyan College. So, he obviously survived, and, they have children. So, I mean, and I don't really want to start naming off all the names. Just mom and dad, I might not be here anymore. Who knows, But regardless, I think that it's pretty devastating to think that this man possibly got away with murder for years. I mean, thank goodness that he wasn't some kind of a serial killer or something like that, right? But it looks as if they're going to look into that, and that is reassuring all in itself, regardless that he kind of got away with it in a sense. He was kind of fooled by the devil there, wasn't he? Like, ha ha ha, you got away with that. See, now you can go on and be happy, find somebody else to marry, and whatever, carry on with life. And suddenly, bam, he's being smacked up with this crap and this new crap, right? It's like, huh. Amy. Just stopping in. Today's your 31st wedding anniversary. Communication is key. Yeah, and I'm not married. I'm not in a relationship because I am kind of tired of all those games and not finding somebody that's as genuine and as honest as I am. That I've chosen to step back from it because it's just not worth the heartache. You know what I mean? Especially for myself personally, I don't want to I don't want to have to. I shouldn't say it like that, but I don't want to have a relationship that is sexually involved without the commitment level of what I am expecting, because like that all in itself, it will make me crazy, and it would make me want to get psycho on the guy who did me wrong, and I just don't ever want to go there again. I can't seem to find that amazing guy, so whatever, you know what I mean? I'm going to be happy no matter what, regardless that I don't have a partner. That's fine with me, because I don't think that that's what makes life. And I'm also not looking to reproduce. So, in all honesty, why would I really get married now? I mean, I'm kind of done having all of that, the family life and the kids and all of that. So I don't know, for me, I think I can look at it objectively, having seen my past, knowing how crazy I was sometimes, because some of those men that I dated and I was with lied about different things, stole from me, cheated on me, and it angered me and it hurt my feelings ultimately. That's really what happened. And if you continue to let your feelings get hurt repeatedly without, kind of protecting your own heart and self, like I feel like you're only going to set yourself up to be angry and go like down the wrong road, Thank God that I didn't do anything like that, right? But I've been that angry in the past due to some of the mistreatments and stuff like that. And I don't ever want to do that to anybody. You know what I mean? I don't ever want to go that angry at somebody, Been one heck of a ride. 31 years you're old. You're funny, Amy. Well, it just goes to show, though, that you both wanted it to work and you've both done, significant strides in those areas for your marriage to work. That's commendable. I think that's good, You're funny, Amy. You totally get it. You are crazy now. Yeah, no. I refuse to give that kind of control to anybody anymore. Like I've done my trying to be a parent. I failed at it. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I was a good mom for like 8 years, but in the end, I fucking failed at it. I don't want to redo that. I really don't. I was a failure at it. So we're just going to let that go, move on to try to help other people in the world through my mistakes because I can admit them, because I can sit here and look at you guys and say, you know what? Yeah, I've been a bitch. I've been the psycho. I've been angry or not, like I've been violent towards boyfriends. You know what I mean? Like it's just none of it is okay. But I've been there, done that, and it's not healthy, it's not constructive, and it's not helpful. It really doesn't do anything good for anybody. And then it happens back to you and you're like, well, this doesn't feel very good either. And you just learn from your mistakes. Like I learned from being a shitty person at certain times in my life that wasn't who I really wanted to be, and that wasn't who I was meant to be. I mean, for real, you got to check yourself sometimes. It's not always the other person. You can look at yourself in the mirror and see what you're perhaps doing wrong, to antagonize or egg on the fight or whatever, whatever it is kind of thing. And I would rather sit here and admit to you that I've been psycho, even though I really haven't been totally psycho. But, I'd rather sit here and say that, that you guys can relate and hear what I'm saying through. I've been there. Like I've been that angry. I've been that mean. And it doesn't warrant anybody getting killed. It doesn't warrant, anything physically happening to you as far as violence or anything. And thank God I'm here to kind of tell you guys a little bit about it, is how I see it. Otherwise I could have been a victim of a man who was just as angry at me for being angry and getting upset at him, that something heinous happened to me. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good thing to talk about it, kind of thing. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, we're all human. That's true. And I'm not really being hard on myself. I'm realistic. Like I'm like, damn, I could see where I handled things incorrectly. I can see where I got overly upset and I didn't need to be. I can see where I didn't communicate properly. I can see where I went wrong. And I think that just even being able to admit it and talk about that and tell other people in the world, hey, it's happened in my own house, in my private life. But, here I am to talk about it. And it's not to say like you have no right to get upset or angry. Of course you do. But there's ways to express that and communicate that, that makes it more effective than just blowing off the steam and letting out the anger. That usually isn't constructive. It was never constructive in any of my situations that had happened, whether it was happening to me or whether it was, I was, doing it to somebody else and I was being mean and I was name calling and I was, throwing things. Like the last time I can remember throwing anything, I was 18 years old. I'm fucking 40. I've been through how many relationships in that amount of time? So, I mean, you live and learn. Like even when it happened when I was 18 and after I threw the pair of scissors, I was like, okay, like that is not cool. Like if I would have hit him, I mean, oh my God, so like all these things go running through your head. And although the guy was not a great guy, it still didn't warrant any of that, and it could have gone a lot worse. So you're funny. Self-reflection. Yeah, you're right about that, Laura. I think that's important. Chica, you disagree? You have to have an open heart and be willing to take the risk. Everyone has a lover, spouse, took the gamble knowing that they can get hurt. Yeah, I think you have to be willing to want to accept that hurt. And I'm not willing to accept that anymore. You know what I mean? Like I'm at the age where I'm content and I don't need to be hurt. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think that's okay. I don't think it's right. Your hubby's still scared of the broom? Oh my gosh. Amy, I'm glad you're joking. No, but I'm just saying, like, anger and all that stuff, yeah, we've all been a little bit psycho. Like, I just I could see everybody kind of trying to run with that now, It's like, no, 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 you're misunderstanding me. I'm sure you wasn't a bad mom. No, I wasn't a bad mom. I just made some bad choices in the end that, you know, I now I wish sincerely I had never made, but they are my mistakes and I got to own them and I made them, so it is what it is, you know. I'm going to give my nails a bit of a break. A broom works. Oh man. Chica's getting ideas. Her husband's like, stop watching YouTube now. Too funny. That's funny. What did Q say? I don't see a Q. Or maybe she just hit that. It does on those big fellas. That's funny. No, no, no. You know, and so like I mean, if there's one thing I can reiterate here, it's not that us the women shouldn't be standing up for themselves and arguing or whatever. It's how you go about doing that, right? Chica. I'm so excited for Thursday. We've got our draw to do. Exciting. Oh, so yeah. I did a different kind of makeup for the first time. I used like a dark red. Trying something new. You don't have to use it, just hold it and stare. You're funny. That's funny. Well, I am hopeful that Mr. Rexford is not going to be able to get away with whatever he thinks he may have gotten away with right now. You know what I mean? Because they will go about their testing and they will go about figuring it all out. And yeah, I can't believe that he was successful in sort of, breaking up her and her best friend. You can't hang out with her anymore or whatever. I think we do the best we can. I had one boy at 36. Wish I could have done things different for him. Right. Yeah. I think you're right about that. We all kind of go through our experiences, and I think it's having gone through a lot of this crap that's made me more aware. Like Laura said, the self-reflection and being able to be honest with yourself, folks. I mean, if you're going to sit there and be like, well, I am absolutely not part of this problem. It is 100% all of you. That's probably not going to work. And you may even find out later on when you reflect back that perhaps you may have had a little bit of a, a handle in some of the arguing or whatever's going on in the relationship that's creating for it to fall apart in a sense. Now, that being said, if there's cheating and lying and stealing, I mean, shoot, what are you waiting for? That should be over. That should have been over like last month or something. You know what I mean? Because if you continue to accept that kind of mistreatment, then they're just going to continue to mistreat you and allow others to do the same because they clearly don't have enough respect for you to not mistreat you. So, someone's got to have that level of respect. And, how I see it is I didn't have it for myself. I didn't have it for myself at a young age. Therefore, I had to learn how to have that self-respect and value myself higher than what I was valuing myself at and not tolerate mistreatment. You know what I mean? Because had I have continued to allow it, well, it almost would have been just as much my fault and kind of me contributing, right? I mean, to allow it is, it's kind of contributing. So that's how I'm viewing it for myself, and if these words of wisdom and guidance help you, I'm really happy about that, and if anybody wanted to talk offline, I am more than willing. City tour. Your phone sucks. My phone sucked on the first city tour. It kept buffering and stuff because I was trying to use my data and it wasn't really working. And I was like, all right, technology, you suck today. But I just went out and I did like a walk around to show you guys, edited it all together, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. When I went to AA before, some people there lie to themselves. Yeah, I think that we do that naturally. I mean, I think we are like the best liars to ourselves, but some lies are good. You know what I mean? If you're positively talking to yourself and having to change your negative ways, positively always kind of talking to yourself in a good light, that's a good thing in my opinion. Yeah, no, lying to yourself doesn't really do anything if you're not going to be able to be truthful about what you're dealing with. Um, I guess it's, there's certain kind of lying to yourself that in my opinion is positive. If you're trying to retrain your brain to be more positive, well, you're going to have to try to make yourself feel and think that all the time. And that is difficult. And it is almost like a lie until you start to believe it a little bit. You have to instill it in your mind, for crying out loud, for it to start even trying to take some kind of an effect. You know, for me, I had to kind of reevaluate the music I listened to, the TV shows I was watching, how much garbage I was putting into my mind. And, it was coming out of my mouth at that point. Like it really was. It was just oozing out of me. And I was angry a lot. You know what I mean? From it, in my opinion. The big picture is that they are lying to themselves. Well, and that's what I mean about like false stuff that you just can't seem to come to grips with, and stuff that you are telling yourself, incorrect things. Yeah, that could be detrimental to your mental health and state. But if you're positively trying to change your mind, I think that there are good lies you can tell yourself in a sense to build that positivity in your mind mentally. My video is awesome. You guys liked it? It was pretty fun to make, that's for sure. Sometimes men can't meet you halfway. I found I am happier on my own because if it's all one-sided, then you can't give your all. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. I'm just gonna grab a refill. I'll be right back. Great job. This is super just for fun. Yeah, I'm going to follow more of this case with Rexford Lynn Keel because I really would like to know if they're able to look back onto the Elizabeth Keel's murder. Well, I think it's a murder now. I guess I'm calling it that a little prematurely, but in all honesty, I feel like it was like a misdiagnosis from the coroner. I'll just be in the corner with my broom. Amy, you're so funny. Seriously, much love to you. Too funny. Chica Chill says, absolutely, I can't stand the drama on YouTube lately. I get so upset because to see people hurt, it puts me in a bad mood and impacts me physically. Chica, your heart would have been absolutely crushed if you would have seen how much it hurt me that some of these people were doing what they were doing. I'm searching for more positive creators now. Yeah, I don't think you would have been able to handle my the wounds that some of that crap did to me, you know? And I just thought, you know what? Like, I'm going to be the godly woman that I claim to be, and I'm for real going to just squash this crap. In the past 48 hours, by the way, I have been able to work with at least 3-4 other channels to remove copyright strikes and work together and attribute the footage to me and my channel. And you used to go to many thrift shops? I love thrift shopping. There's always cute deals and stuff like that. But yeah, Chica, you would have just been really heartbroken to see some of that. And then we've still got, like, you know, we still got crap from other YouTube creators, ones that are actually more experienced and should know better, by the way, that are you know, being even worse, in my opinion, by, you know, trying to get like a mob mentality around me or behind me or on me or whatever. Yeah. Not even going to mention their names, but they know who they are, and they, in my opinion, need some serious prayers because their hearts are ugly, you know? Ugly. I'm rocking it. Rocking what? Hello, Daniel Tello. Yeah, pretty disappointing that, you know, there's some grown ass freaking adults online that have nothing better to do than to talk smack about me, create false rumors. I mean, for crying out loud, like, if my channel would have been in the wrong, if I would have been in the wrong for all the copyright strikes that I freaking put out against people, my channel would have been shut down. So I'm just like, you know where to go. And do you need me to tell you how to get there? Because I will, especially MGL, especially her little entourage. Like, bring it, biatch. Holy. Hello, Marlena Gracia. No, Kara, the draw. Hi, Kara. The draw is on the 21st, honey. Got to come to the US and to Canada to find out for yourself. What? What are you talking about, Laura? When did I start my channel? Lisa Marie WWG. I started my channel, my first upload was November 7th, I think, 2017. So I've been running for about 15 months, year and a half-ish. You're off to work a 2 days off. I am off a 2 days work. Sorry. I think you mean that you're off of work for 2 days? Or are you leaving to go off to work for 2 days? What? Crazy how, slight variation in a sentence can completely make it sound one way or another, right? Lady Shady, ignore them. They are sadistic. They certainly have some serious freaking issues. You know what I mean? Oh, she's responding to your comment. Oh, okay. Oh, the thrift stores are better in the US? Really? Yeah, but the dollar sucks over there right now for us Canadians specifically. We got to pay like an extra 30 cents just to transfer over our Canadian money to US money. So it doesn't even make sense. Like the thrift shopping out there would cost more financially than it would to just look here, you know? That would be super cool though to have like an online thrift shop where you can literally order from the store. But I mean, you don't know how anything looks or fits or hangs or whatever. So, but that would be kind of cool because you would be able to go out to all the different countries and check out their thrift shops. Yeah, sometimes I do, or I get mixed matched, I'll start talking about one thing and then I'll read a thing and I'll be like, oh yeah, and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes that means that I was finished saying what I was saying too, though. Oh, then better than in Scotland. Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, you can legitimately find you know, designer name brand for really, really reasonable prices. Like really reasonable prices. Like you can sometimes find designer stuff for like $20, you know? Yeah, well, the whole point of having a thrift shop is for it to be reasonably priced and to find good finds. So that defeats the purpose if it's expensive. You know what I mean? Oh, shoot. The draw is on March 21st. Did I not answer that all the way? I'm sorry. I thought I did. I haven't decided on a time, so I was just going to post it. I did tell you guys, though, it's probably going to be afternoon. Who has issues? Lady? Lady Shady? I like eBay for some things too, but see, Clary's not even talking to me and I'm answering her. See? Oh boy. Lisa says, I know thrift stores here in Florida around where I live will only take name brand clothes that look fairly new. Interesting. Here at our thrift shops, they take donations. So everything's free. And I guess they look through it in the back and they figure out, like if it's cleanable and put outable and sellable and whatever. Yeah, I know. If I were to move to Mexico, I could be a billionaire, actually. You can find some decent things on eBay for sure. I agree with that, Chica. What are your guys' thoughts on the fact that, this Rexford Lynn Keel had possibly, killed his wife in 2006 and it was just deemed an accidental fall that she, deceased from? She was explain what she meant with the 2 days off of about the draw, okay. Yeah, when there's, like, 16 people talking at the same time, it is hard to keep it all straight, not gonna lie. It almost makes you go crazy because you gotta read all these different ones, but then you gotta respond to all the different ones. Miss Coley, why are there not any interviews from CBI or FBI on NK's friend Jim? Well, we don't actually know if they went and talked to him or found him and interviewed him. You would think that that would have been a priority because that was part of her alibi, but who knows, you know? We don't have everything though, also, you guys, you know, there's a lot of things that was withheld from the document that was disclosed early on, the 1,960 pages that people kept calling the 2,000 page document. Well, that was missing pages and all kinds of information. So it's possible that maybe they have, and we just don't know about it as the public, unless you're somebody who works in law enforcement and could possibly see in the back end of things and could see all the information that was uploaded or logged in or whatever, you know? Yeah, I'll have to check out that documentary, Clary. It was on Netflix? Okay. Several combos going on all at the same time. And as the creator, you're trying to keep them all straight and respond to them all. And it is a little bit difficult to juggle sometimes. I'm not going to lie. But you like my laugh? Thank you, Marlena. Gracias. Gracias, amiga. I don't know. Oh, it's Garcia. Sorry, girl. I don't know if you speak any Spanish, but no, it's not because you're going crazy, Chica. It is me jumping all over the place trying to follow everything. I'm sorry. In the 15 months I've been doing this, I still haven't been able to figure out exactly how to do that, how to follow and juggle, focusing in on the camera, watching my comments, responding, and keeping a train of thought on the story. I'm just like, holy shit, like, this is a little ridiculous. Most people have, I guess, help on how they're handling things or whatever, but I'm trying to like bounce all over the place. I'm like 50 freaking places all at once. Like, what's going on now? Like, holy crap. Oh my gosh. You've not read much about this case, so cannot comment at the moment. Yeah, well, I don't really know very much about it either. It's really just a discussion about a new case because there's a lot going on in the world with other cases. I mean, Chris Watts is not the only case, and although we are still waiting for CBI and FBI in order to figure out what all involvement anybody else had in this, if at all, that takes time, right? So. And I'm anxious that they're going to be able to figure it all out for sure. But yeah, I can understand knowing more about the Watts case. I certainly was closer to that case, having, followed it since August, 2018 when it happened. Was thinking I was not viewing Sherry live. What? Sherry is sometimes behind on comments, so when we respond to what she's talking about, she's already on a different subject. Yeah. Talk about juggling, right? I don't know how to do this any better, in my opinion. I'm stumbling through it just, with you guys. I'm glad Clary's explanation helps people understand, though. Oh my gosh. I am usually behind on the comments because I am trying to talk with the camera with you guys about the story that I'm trying to tell, right? So then I got to go back up to the top and start answering some of the comments, and we're already on a different part, and it's just like, holy. I don't know how to do this any better. I don't know. I'm just trying to juggle it as I always do. But it isn't easy. It's super not easy to have to do like 4 things all at the same time. Mentally, it's almost impossible. I haven't really done a lot on the McCann case, actually. I don't know if I've even done anything on that case, actually. I've heard about it and I've watched some of the details. She's the one that she was left in her room and her parents were having dinner not far from the room and all of that, right? Am I right? Or am I wrong? Yeah, that's true, Granny Doe. Because if they don't find enough to prosecute, then it's just a dead end, anyways. You've never seen a man multitask. If they do, it's rare. Yeah, I've seen some men do it, like foremen and stuff, where they actually literally have to be watching, 6 things at the same time. I've seen some men be able to handle it. But you're right, it's rare. Not a lot of men multitask. Unless it's like, easy stuff in a sense, right? Their beer and maybe a football game or something and a conversation with a buddy or something. I don't know. But no, I've seen some men do it pretty well. Confuctuous say men who fly upside down. Crack up. What? Oh my gosh, Lisa, you're hilarious. Hi, lady. Hey, Valerie. Have I watched Edie's new video about the lights on Chris Watt's truck and the cell phone light in the truck while he went back inside? Yes. You know what? I haven't seen it, but I have seen those lights. And I did say that to you guys when I uploaded my CCTV footage, was that you can see the light coming on and off and the headlights. It was like, was there another vehicle that was there behind his truck or what? It's a dead end case, the McCanns. Was I right about the McCanns? Was that the girl I was thinking about? Right, Granny? I can't talk, think, and write and read and comment all at the same time. No, I'm sorry. I am not Superwoman. I am not She-Ra. Oh boy, too funny. Mhm. But my errors get pointed out quickly. Oh well, I can roll with it. Not the ones I have known. You're funny, Lady Shady. You have had to multitask for them. No, I think there's some pretty amazing men that work in some pretty honorable jobs. The other day I was watching the heck was it? It was some kind of I think it was a history show, and it was showing the earthquake of 1989 in San Francisco where the highway collapsed. And I mean, it was like the middle of the day, you guys, like people were driving and everywhere. And like, man, this one car was crushed by a piece of the bridge. And there was both the parents in the front seat that were completely deceased, the 2 kids in the back seat that were completely alive. These courageous men went in and cut this vehicle off, and like one of the guys had to like almost like break this boy's foot because the seat of one of his parents was crushing his foot underneath of it, and they couldn't extract him unless they cut off his foot or broke it. So he broke it. I mean there are men out in the world that are doing amazing, commendable jobs. Forget about our multitasking. These guys are being straight up heroes. Like I was pretty like wowed. I don't even have the right words right now, but I was just so like touched to see that, because I don't know if I'd be able to do something like that. here are these amazing, medical teams and first responders and emergency people. The hospital emergency medical team had to leave the hospital to go to this site and see about extracting this kid and whether or not they had to cut him off at the knee or the foot, or could they break him, or oh my gosh, like I can't even imagine having some of those jobs. So I think, like, yeah, we have great skills, some of us females, but men have some pretty freaking amazing skills too. I think that's pretty awesome. You feel more closure on the Watts case after the prison interview? I feel more questions. I was like, why doesn't this guy seem to know how his girls died if he killed them? Why doesn't he seem to know what, like, I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, if he's finally coming out to tell the truth about what happened to sort of clear Shanann's name or whatever, he sounded like a blibbering, blubbering idiot that he didn't even know the details of the heinous way his daughters died. So I mean, it's just like, was somebody else there? Did somebody else help him with this? Or was the coroner mistaken and, the oil got in the way that he wasn't able to see fibers? But like, you would think that the oil would clump the fibers like together. It would be unmistakable. You'd be able to find the fibers if the blanket was used over top of Bella and Cece's mouth. So I mean, all the way around, it's just like really odd, Valerie. I'm not sure that I can take that exact same stance of it's closure and it's over, when I just want to know, like, I want to know the truth for real. I would like to know exactly what happened, and he just doesn't seem to have those details. He doesn't stutter or stammer or anything on any other freaking detail. Even when we're talking about Trent Bolt, that was a complete lie. There was no stuttering or stammering. Even when he was straight up asked, if he ever had like thoughts of being gay or going the other way or whatever, he didn't stutter or stammer once. At the moment that you got on the topic of the girls and the manner of which they died, he's stuttering and stammering and he can't get out the details properly. And when he gets out the details, they don't match up and they don't make any sense. I'm like, somebody's wrong here. Either it's the coroner or it's Chris. So that's the way I'm looking at it. It's one or the other. Clary, I think it was because of the stupidity of the parents. Because they left them in a hotel room by themselves. They could have drinking dinner. See, I knew that the McCann case was about that. Which, yeah, Kara, I thought that was pretty irresponsible, in all honesty. They had a veranda. Like, they could have shut themselves off on the tiny little veranda and closed, the doors to the hotel room and sat out there and ordered in. They didn't have to leave their hotel room and leave their children sleeping in there while they went across the street. I mean, I even if it's just across the street, I mean, look what happened. Like, crazy. Yeah. They're a little bit guilty for sure for neglecting their child, and then now this happened. Oh my gosh, Lady Shady. I don't even want to respond to that. I'm like, whatever. Oh my goodness. You're protected far too much. We will never know. The Portuguese police had them labeled as suspects, but it was all ignored. Interesting. Well, I wouldn't doubt if the Portuguese police were just kind of like, what the hell were you doing going out to dinner across the way, leaving your children that were way too young to be left alone? Like, I mean, like, come on. Yeah, Chris Watts did seem like more of like a follower and not the leader of the house or whatever, but There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, of somebody just wanting to lay back and let the woman handle it kind of thing. What was wrong, in my opinion, was that he didn't express himself when he was upset about something that didn't go the way that he thought it was going to, or he felt like he didn't have a say, that he couldn't hang up a picture or whatever. He should have been able to sort of express himself with his wife, but he wasn't really able to do that. Hello, Mama Bear from UK. Welcome. Don't match up the NK and the Watts interview? Not at all, right? I mean, it's like you don't even have to be a smidgen smart to see that nothing is adding up. Like, you don't even have to have scruples almost to be looking at it going like, hey, wait a minute. Like, no offense to anybody, but in all honesty, like, you can clearly see the mountain of lies that Nicole Kessinger took her time to tell the world. And then you can clearly see Chris Watts's lack of detail in what had happened. And I mean, it was just like, what the fiddle is going on? And I honestly believe that the Colorado Bureau of Investigation and the Federal Bureau of Investigation are totally sitting at looking at this the exact same way, if not more so, due to all the more information that they have and that they're aware of. I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. I could never leave my kids in a foreign country by themselves in a hotel room to go to a party. Absolutely. I mean, that was just absolutely mind-boggling. Like, weren't they there with other people too? Or were they just on a vacation themselves with their kids? Because I thought that there was other people that they actually knew that was there. Was that the case? Because I'm not sure. I just need somebody to, verify that yes or no. Cadaver dogs smell death in their trunk of their car? No. I did not hear about that, Clary. What the fiddle? Yeah, I feel there's a lot more questions. Marlena Garcia, I totally agree with you on that. And that is just brutal to think about. If the McCanns actually did do something that harmed their own child and, got away with it, like I said, you guys, human beings can maybe fool other human beings, no matter if you're a person of authority or a government official or whatever. I mean, you might get away with it for a little while, but the big guy upstairs, the one that's really important to actually be scared of, he sees everything. So there's no hiding. Crap, that reminds me. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, see, okay, but so were they there? Yeah, they were there in a group. So my question is now, like, if you're there and you're in a group of people and they all know that you have kids, why anybody wouldn't have been like, okay, like, we'll hang back at the hotel. We'll watch over your door and your kids, or whatever. If you want to go for dinner. No, none of them arranged that. And they just went for, this gathering, all of them, and nobody said boo. I got to tell you, as a group event, if that would have happened with me there, I probably would have been like, where's the kids? And if they would have been like, well, they're just sleeping up there, I would have been like, you left them alone? I would have questioned. I would have said something like, I don't understand why nobody did, but whatever, I can't really judge them, I guess. Someone discredited the dogs, or is that what I'm reading properly, Granny? I thought the same thing. NK and Chris Watts stories contradicted each other. Completely contradicted each other. I totally freaking agree with you there, Miss Coley. They all had kids? Wow. That's crazy. You know, I would have somebody should have stayed back. Like, I mean, what the fiddle? You know what I mean? That's just super irresponsible. Supposedly they took turns checking on them. Well, no, somebody should have stayed back. You know what I mean? These kids are underage and stuff in a foreign country. Like, they should not have been just leaving them in the hotel room. I mean, there are master keys to those hotel rooms. I mean, I don't know, all the way around. That's yeah, no, and the dogs definitely don't lie. Totally agree with that, Lady Shady. They picked up on evidence that Madeline died in the hotel room. You said apartment. Uh, weren't they in a hotel room? Wow, I can't believe the whole group would leave their kids. That's crazy. Someone came and said the dogs were wrong. The dogs aren't going to be wrong, Granny Doe. If those cadaver dogs alerted to the smell of death, they're not wrong. I mean, dogs don't lie like humans do, honey. So that's impossible. Those dogs are specifically trained individually, like some for drugs, some for death, some for alcohol, whatever, some for certain drugs. You've got heroin dogs, and then you've got, weed dogs or whatever. Like, so the dogs are spot on. Yeah. Yeah. Hire a sitter provided by the resort, anything that would have gotten them, I mean, at least monitored. Oh, the McCann family thought that the dogs were unreliable? Well, that's a little bit. Hey, Theodore. I can't even say your name, dude. I'm not even gonna try. If you are a dude, I don't know. Maybe you're a woman. I have no idea. But hi. I'm not good with names to begin with. So when you go and put some kind of, Thacadorpiac and all this, I don't know. I'm like, whatever. I have no idea what your name is. Sorry. It's a condo. Okay. I thought it was a hotel. And they're leaving the apartment unlocked or whatever, the condo unlocked. That's really ridiculous. Really ridiculous. So I really wanted to share this. I just wanted to reread it to make sure that it was the right quotation, because I was reading it the other night, you guys, and I was really comforted by it due to all of the online, bullying and all this, copyright crap and everything that's been going on with me and stuff. Sorry, I've missed the comments because I was reading something on a book here, guys. They never left the children. They only said that so they could cry abduction. McCann died in the apartment forensics day, and so did the dogs. Studied this case for years from the beginning. The dogs studied this case for years from the beginning. What, Maureen? That doesn't make any sense. Dogs don't study cases. Dogs are trained, especially the cadaver dogs, and they're not trained per case. They're ready for every and any case. They're ready for duty whenever. If you guys are enjoying this live feed, throw up a like sign. And if you're new here, well, subscribe, because I would love to see more of you. Make sure you say hello, because honestly, we have a lot of interactive discussions just like this and even bigger. So we debate, we, discuss, and we exchange information and thoughts and opinions. So please subscribe and hit up a like. Thank you, folks. Weeks later. That's hilarious. I mean, what? They think that they're gonna be able to stop freedom of speech because we're obviously going to discuss this case. So that's hilarious. Let them try to strong arm. Seriously. It only makes them look more guilty. The Portuguese police think they're guilty. But what about the American police? Not that either one really matters, in all honesty. You know, it's the big guy up there that matters. That's the one that I think really matters. That is freaking hilarious. I actually don't even believe that, Lady Shady. Not at all. You watch me all the time, Marine Cook? Cool. All right, so in lieu of everything that was sort of going on, you guys, for those of you that are more close with me and you know about my belief system and my background and stuff like that, I regularly read my Bible. So I'm actually in Psalms right now, you guys, okay? And I'm in Psalms, and this Bible is really cool, actually. It's the New King James Version, but it's like an easier to read version, okay? And as I'm like laying down the other night, before having made all of these amends and stuff, I'm reading in the Psalm book, Psalm 35, okay? I just want to read it and share it with you guys so you can actually see and hear what I was reading and the message that I got from the Lord. It was just really awesome. So I really want to take a minute and share it, okay? So Psalm 35 says, "Contend, Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take up shield and armor. Arise and come to my aid. Brandish spear and javelin against those who pursue me. Say to me, I am your salvation. May those who seek my life be disgraced and put to shame. May those who plot my ruin be turned back in dismay. May they be like chaff before the wind, with the angel of the Lord driving them away. May their path be dark and slippery, with the angel of the Lord pursuing them. Since they hid their net for me without cause, and without cause dug a pit for me, may ruin take over them by surprise. May the net they hid entangle them. May they fall into the pit to their ruin. Then my soul will rejoice in the Lord and delight in his salvation. My whole being will exclaim, who is like you, Lord? Honestly, I won't read you the whole thing because the beginning was really what stood out and spoke to me, and it was amazing. It was like, thank you, Lord, for being my salvation and my everything, my strength, my just everything that got me through this week, blessing me with somebody like Clary who could watch some of these stupid things going on online and stick up for me and stuff like that. But yeah, it's that whole thing of like, these weapons will not prosper against me and stuff that really gives me strength, Yeah, I thought it was really fitting after everything we've been going through with all of this stuff with other creators. And I was comforted because this stuff started a month ago, a month and a half ago or something like that, where I was putting out these strikes and stuff. So, it's just refreshing to know that I'm guarded and kept. And what I'm doing, as long as I'm doing it right and I'm being honest, is not going to be ruined, and it's not going to be trashed. And it's the things that people are doing and saying against me and about me, they are the ones that are going to get ruined, providing they continue for real. So I definitely wanted to share that with you guys because, it was sort of an empowering word of wisdom for me just before I was going to sleep, actually day before yesterday. And then yesterday I made an amends with at least like 4 channels. So it's been really constructively positive, because obviously the footage was proven to be mine. I mean, it was taken down, and YouTube verified the metadata and the IP addresses of the original upload and blah 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 blah. So, their footage was taken down, and my channel was never struck. I was never put into trouble. I wasn't wrong. And, I wasn't maliciously trying to attack anybody either. And I think that God ultimately knew my heart. And he knew that I had tried to reach out to other more experienced YouTube creators for help and didn't hear anything back. Everybody was kind of ignoring me in a sense. But it's interesting how God has just taken such a negative type of a situation with all the cyberbullying and all the anger and all the animosity towards me and turned it around and did something good with it. I think it's commendable for my efforts, and I'd like to thank him for his help. So I definitely wanted to share that with you guys. I'll be right back. Go put the Bible back in my room. I literally read before I go to bed, and then I read first thing in the morning. So before I even, pick up my devices, I'm reading. I don't want to put anything before God. I put God before everything. And now I can see that somebody's messed with my freaking lighting on this darn camera. Fuck. I can tell that it's been messed with. Maybe some people don't really like the fact that I follow God and that I'm all for God and I'm a Jesus freak, but that's the beauty of freedom of speech. And I'm allowed to tell you guys what has given me strength and where I get my strength from. And that is all in God. So I can't really take up all the credit. The credit is owed to him. Sherry said, "Let there be light." Oh, just kidding. Yeah, it got dark all of a sudden. I know, right? That's like, technology not liking that I've even brought God into it at all. That's my opinion on it. Let's face it, this technology stuff is run by people behind the scenes, right? So there's all kinds of hackers, there's all kinds of, all kinds of shit to deal with in this world, right? But how you choose to deal with it and what you guard yourself with to combat it is truly the most important thing. And for me, what works for me is my God. 100%. And I wasn't really going to like bring my belief into my channel for ever, you guys. I never really even talked about it. I didn't really want to have like controversial debates about it and stuff. Like, I'm not here to debate what I believe or change your mind or change your belief and whatever God you serve. I mean, that's everybody's prerogative. I'm just sharing with you what works for me, you know? It's never been my goal to change other people's opinion or sway them to think something that I think or whatever. All I can do is tell you guys what's worked for me and, what's helped me in my life. And I've been through a lot of crap, right? A lot of you guys that have known me for a long time on here, you know that I've been through a lot. So my strength is God, that's it's very, very important to me. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would whatever. Like I don't judge either, right? So whatever your belief system is, that's okay with me. You can believe what you want and stuff. And if you're interested in learning more about my belief system, I have no problem like showing you or teaching you or telling you or whatever. But my goal in explaining any of this is just to tell you what has worked for me. And I'm sure that me talking about some of this stuff, it doesn't really make some of the media world, some of the, you know, online world happy that I've even mentioned God at all. But let's face it, I mean, there's all kinds of gods. There's a devil god, right? There's a Buddha god. There's what's the East Indian one? There's a lot, you know what I mean? There's more than just those ones. So there's all kinds of gods. Doesn't mean that any one is more right than the other. It's just what your belief is and what you follow and what you believe in. And for me, I believe in God and Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. Allah, perhaps. Maybe that's what it is for the East Indian culture. I can't really remember. But there's all kinds of gods, including the devil god. I mean, there's even a devil god. So, I just talk about what works for me, what I choose to serve. Hello, old guy. Hey, soul. I'm proud of you for publicly standing by your faith. Yeah, you know what? I think it takes a different kind of courage to just admit your wrongs, own up to your mistakes, air your dirty laundry. Because in all honesty, if you're bothered or intimidated by those faux pas that you have and the past history and the bullshit and the mistakes, it'll bug you when anybody brings it up. Nobody can bring up my past to me without me being like, yeah, and been there, done that. I don't give a shit what you think. Yep, that was me, moving right along. How many other people in the world can say that they have done that, right? Moving right along. Most stay stuck or whatever, and it ends up getting worse. In my particular situation, it's done nothing but get better. I've backtracked a little few times, whatever. That's my choice. Those are my freaking hangups. That's my decisions. Those are the things I have to own up to my God, myself one day, So the only thing I can do is sit here and tell you guys about me, about what I do, about what I believe, about what I think. And for those that are like-minded, we're going to find each other. And that's what I find is so amazing by this, actually, is that you get to find people around the world. Well, you find them both. You find the ones that you don't want. You find the ones that you don't really care what they think, because their opinion doesn't matter. And you find the like-minded people that you do enjoy hanging out with, and you get along and you see the same things. And I don't know. It's pretty cool. No shame in falling in a puddle. The shame is when we lay there and wallow in it. Very, very true. Very, very true. Remember the story of Job? Yeah, I do remember the story of Job. I actually just went through that story. But you would maybe know that, hey, Laura, because, it's in the same book that maybe you have read. I don't know. Yeah, he didn't lose faith in the end. More than he had lost. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Very, very true. The story of Job you see as strength? Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, there's a lot of reassuring stories in that book that even I have come to enjoy and remember and like. So it's nice to be able to share it. And for those that just, they hate that and they don't want to be around it, well, at least you know what I'm about and what my channel is whatever, you know me a little bit. And if you don't like that, that's fine. Please don't share it. You're not welcome to share it. Just move on. Because we all have ups and downs and whatever, and things, traits that people like and don't like. So, hello, amen. Past is the past, old guy. You're right. Yeah, that's true. We all had skeletons in the closet. Don't look in the past. Move forward. Yeah, exactly. But that's what people do, right? People are like, oh, let me see what this person was all about. What did they do? What were they ever in trouble for? Did they ever have a speeding ticket? Did they, people just want to know. And then they start to judge. Well, what was your family life like? Well, were your parents both still married? Oh, your parents are both still married? Well, you're fine then, or something. Or oh, you had a broken family and they weren't? Oh, well, now we understand. It's just like, those kind of categories and stigmas that falls from psychologies that's from psychologists that are trying to make sense of pain and suffering and trauma and drama that people are dealing with in various ways, and they label it. And like, that's whatever, that's their profession. It's not, I don't agree with it. I don't think that labeling anything really is necessarily the way to go. But I do understand why it happens that way and how people like look back to justify what kind of person they think you are and stuff like that. And then that, my opinion, that's really not the best way to go about it. But that's my opinion. I am good, Amen. How are you? Do you think Watts has found faith in God? Yeah, I do actually. And I have made my own mistakes in my past. So I'm the last person who's going to sit here and judge whether or not God's going to forgive him because he murdered and blah, blah, blah. I just pray that God tugs on his heart to do the right thing and tell the truth. And, if somebody else was involved in any way, that he eventually fesses up to that because of his relationship with God, and having the desire inside your Christian heart to say, listen, I got to fucking own up to this. I got to really own up to this, and God will pull and tug and gently, let him know that he needs to do what the Bible says. And that says to admit to your sins. And, if he's lying, that heaviness will come on him just in the relationship he has with God. So I'm not, I'm like, whatever, that is between him and God, because there's no way for me to verify that. I do not know his heart. I do not hear his relationship with God. So it's just not my place. You know what I mean? But I think that if he has found God, it's a positive step in the right direction, and that he is the only one who can ultimately give him forgiveness. So much love. Hi, Jeremy. I didn't even see you say hello, but peace deuces. I don't know. Thanks for coming out. Later. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Christ forgives, and that is totally up and between him, because in my belief, it was the blood of Christ that forgives us for all of our sins. But if you don't admit to them, then you're not going to get that forgiveness. You have to say it. You have to speak, I just want to plug this in. Starting to get all bitter on this damn darkness. But yeah, in my belief, you guys, it's, Christ's blood that died for our sins. So that's between him and God in Christ, whether or not he is, forgiven and covered by what his son had to go through in order to die for our sins and stuff. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? We have to remember that Chris Watts is a follower. He needs someone to lead. He needs direction. Yeah, well, maybe God is leading right now, right, Lisa? Maybe, this was the beginning of his full truth, even though I don't think that this is all of it yet right now. I really don't. I kind of think, he's holding back. There's something that he's not saying. And, perhaps that relationship with God leading him will bring him to spit it out and admit it. You know what I mean? Lady Shady, I almost believe it too, but after listening to the 5-hour confession and how he discussed his lunch as if he's chatting with friends just made me sick. You know, he didn't fully act like that though, Marlena. You know, he did speak some remorse. You could hear him choking up and welling up, and you could hear that there was some thought in he kind of understood the severity of his actions in a sense. It doesn't make it all okay and it doesn't take it away. And it's not like, oh, great, you know, he's got remorse. Good, we're done. Because there's so many still unanswered questions that the public seems to see even. So, I mean, if we can see this, can you imagine what the CBI and the FBI can see from the inside? Shoot, they can see everything. So, well, that's how I kind of see it, right? Big brother. But seriously, though, you know, is he mentally capable of having empathy, though? Well, I don't know. It sounds like he has remorse. So, I mean, we can't really gauge his feelings, in my opinion. We can talk about it, you know. I mean, perhaps he maybe does, but you know, even he said in his interview, you guys, it doesn't matter that I'm sorry because it's not going to bring them back. You know what I mean? So no amount of remorse or apology is even going to bring them back. But by the sounds of the way he was speaking, it sounded like he felt like a little bit bad, you know, which gave me a little bit of comfort, I have to admit. Darkness is a downer for sure. The darkness here is a downer. Well, in all honesty, this stupid fucking camera. Seriously. As I curse and swear at my technology. You guys think I'm going to let technology win? You are wrong. I will freaking win. Every time. Because I say so. Okay, this got to raise up. Right? I will win. I just gotta wrap this around here like this. I'm sorry for the camera moving. I'm sure it's like almost like sickening. Like, stop moving. I even tried to open up the curtains. That did not work. Right? Huh? I win. I win. Right? I think I win here. Don't you think? I think so. I'm like beaming lights. Like, let's do this. Too funny. Sherry 1, technology 0. You got it, baby. You freaking got it. Too funny. Let's move that over. It's just like, no, I gotta get resituated. But hey, whatever. We're good. Got this. Put this here. Don Gull. Hello, Ahmad. I think that's how you say your name. Old guy says, I believe it was all meant to happen that way with Chris Watts, and that's how Shanann and the kids got to go home. What? That doesn't make any sense. That's how Shanann and the kids got to go home. You just cussed, you stubbed your toe? Oh my gosh, Laura. I can relate to that kind of cussing. Home is in heaven. Oh, okay, old guy. Don says, I have seen a few of your videos and misinterpreted you. May I ask what your belief foundation is? Donna. So my belief foundation is um okay, so I guess the history on that is that I went to Bible camp when I was 7. My parents sent me to Bible camp, every lots of kids do go, right? And I found God. I gave my heart to the Lord. I gave my heart to Jesus when I was 7 years old. And like I cried and cried. It was just such an emotional experience for some reason. And for me, looking back, I think it was because of the releasing of all the sins and stuff, even at such a young age, not listening and being disrespectful and just stupid things that you have to be sort of held accountable for, right? So 7 years old, I gave my heart to God, to Jesus. And I fell away a little bit as a teenager. I was angry. My parents had given me to Child and Family Services, which is just like CPS in the United States, when I was 15. I was always a headstrong kid. But my parents and I argued a lot. My mom and dad argued a lot. So my mom and I argued a heck of a lot. And eventually it got to the point where they just felt like I was a negative presence in the house and they didn't want me there. And they sent me to Child and Family Services. And I ended up living in like foster homes and group homes and whatever. It is what it is. It's the past, but it definitely changed me. I went into like an angry phase. I was close with God and Jesus, and then all of a sudden I was like mad, like about my surrounding and my situation, and that nobody loved me, and my parents didn't want me, and they wouldn't let me see my brothers or talk to them, and I started dealing with things in really unhealthy ways, with alcohol and drugs, and it was snowballed a little bit, and thank God I had found Jesus so young, because had I not have, I probably would have been like lost and gone and dead by now. Like I really have been through the ringer and back. And the only thing I can attribute looking back on it now was that he was watching over me, because I have been in some crazy fucking situations that I really should almost not have been lived through. But, I don't really want to talk about all of them here online. Like I've told so much about my life and my past. But I'm a Jesus freak, I listen to Jesus hip hop and dance and like Jesus rap, Christian rappers. I don't know, like I don't really know how else to explain it. Like he's just been there for me, and he's proven to me that he loves me and he won't let me go and he won't let me perish in a horrible way. So I'm glad that you've come back to see what kind of person I am. I'm sorry you've even misunderstood me at all. I mean, I don't know. I've always been a solo person, so I'm the only one that's kind of watching out for me in a sense with God. Because it's been even me that chose to put myself in stupid situations and ended up almost like, you know, just being really scared and maybe losing my life or losing a piece of myself and stuff was hard to go through. What are you talking about, Clary? You're too busy looking at me here. You're not looking where you're going. You guys are funny. Oh, because of her stubbing her toe. So you're like, I've done that too. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. No, I don't know. I've always been a Jesus God person. It's the only one that's been there for me, the only one that's helped me, the only one that continues to, you know what I mean? Like protect me and guide me. And so, yeah, that's my story. I don't really know what else to tell you. Hello, Lorraine Gill. Hello, Gigi. Sorry I missed you. I know you came in a little earlier there. What is with Clary and Laura hurting their feet? Why did Clary hurt her foot too? They're so funny. I just love you guys. Love your support. We don't hold anything against you, Sherry. Just be yourself and continue on. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, in order for you guys to understand who I am, where I've been, what I'm about, what I think, I have to open up, right? Sometimes that's hard. I act like I'm not, bothered a little by it. But I mean, who the heck wants to freaking bring it all up, right? It's like, whatever. Strong woman. Love you. I love you too, Clary. I'm so thankful for you, honey. Stronger than you, old guy. What? No. I don't believe ya. So need to be reminded of that a lot. Reminded of what, honey? Oh, that God's got you or something, or what? It is certainly a faith thing you have to have, because it's nothing you can really see, it's more of a feeling and a faith. I brought tears to your eyes. Didn't mean to drudge up. We have all been there. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring tears to your eyes. I am just being honest. It is my past. I found Jesus young, and probably a good thing that I did, because had I not have, I don't know if I would have survived my teens. My teens were probably the most brutal time of my life, where I just felt, completely abandoned and lost and not loved or wanted or cared for. It was a mass amount of negative feelings that I didn't even know how to frickin' channel properly. I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know how to deal with them. And nor was I provided with any tools on that either. So it's been a road. That's for sure. It's been one hell of a road, but I don't know if any of you guys have been following me since day one of starting my first upload, but if you look at the difference of my video uploads and the way that I speak and everything that I say from then to now, it's like, holy cow, I have just grown with this camera. And like, I've always dabbled with cameras. Like, I did a little bit of modeling when I was a teenager. That was actually a really fun time in my life, where I kind of felt like valued and pretty. And, I don't know, like I saw myself in a different light. Oh, my back and neck is killing me. Seriously. I'm really, really hopeful that this year is going to be surgery. We're going to do surgery. I just got to try to find a doctor and stuff. So we do have deep discussions sometimes here. That's true. You do. Yeah, you'll hear a lot of stuff. We rant and rave, cuss and discuss. Yes, you're so cute. Love you, Lisa. Then make jokes and laugh. Yeah. Shishi, that's really a sweet thing to happen early. Yes, I agree. Yeah, really, my young friends were about that age, going to Sunday school and really loving Jesus. Yes, exactly. Yeah, me too. Lisa, yes, he drives better than me. Yeah, Jesus, take the wheel. I love that song. Oh, I love that song. I can't even remember who sings it right now, but I've heard it. I've had it downloaded on my phone. I love that song. You guys, it's so gorgeous outside. Like, I just have to show you what I'm looking at, because it's so beautiful out. Seriously. All right, forget the, whatever, the mess that's going on out there with the tires or whatever. But the weather is gorgeous. So I'm just like, I just keep looking up at it like, wow, it's so nice out there. It looks so beautiful. Life is a roller coaster. Yes. Hang on here. Excuse me. So sorry. Having faith even in God keeps us strong. Yes, I agree, Lady Shady. Feeling in unknowing and believing what we cannot see until we meet Christ again. Yes, old guy, totally agree. Laura is talking to Lisa. Lisa says, when you're young, if your earthly parents don't want you, it'd be hard to believe how someone does that you can't even see. Well, see, and that's the weird part, is that I can feel his unconditional love for me, and it just overfills my heart. Like, it's harder for me to think that way about other human beings, Lisa, versus a higher power. The higher power just has this way of washing into your heart and just overcoming you with the Holy Spirit. Like, you can feel it, honey, when he is in your life and he loves you. It's the humans that I'm not so sure will ever be that kind and love me as much, because my own parents didn't, and taught me how, they don't even really care. They don't want to make an effort. They don't call, they don't send cards, they don't send Christmas gifts. They haven't talked and made the effort to try to come my way since, well, 2015, but that was just because they were allowing me and my daughter to have a couple of visits at the Child and Family Services office. And I think it was because she was asking about me that they created that. Otherwise, they had spent 5 years with no contact with me before 2015. So I hadn't seen them since 2010. And then suddenly they jump back into my life for a couple of hours for 2 different days in 2015, and then they were gone again. They don't call, they don't make an effort, they don't step into my life, they don't even try. So it's really, like, the ball has been up to them and in their court and theirs for so many years. I'm to the point now where it's like, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm good. I've got God. I'm good, because you guys have proven to me and shown me over and over and over and over that you really don't care, and you don't want to be around me, and you don't want me around the family. You don't want me coming over for Christmas. Like, I am not a horrible person. I really am not. What you guys see is what you get. You know what I mean? I wear my heart on my sleeve. If I'm upset about something, you know it. I speak my mind. I'm not overly harsh. I have a kind soul. I have compassion. So, but I am upset about what they've done and some of their ways and what they've, the decisions that they've made. And they will never, ever see that they have ever made a mistake. Like, I mean, they live their life thinking they have done absolutely no wrong, and they've done everything good, always in the best interest of their children. And I totally disagree. So we're never going to see eye to eye. It is what it is. But, I feel like that, Lisa, about humans. It's hard for me to trust that anybody's going to come around and stick around and be my friend and love me till the end, even through my ups and downs and my angry phases and my bitter, I go that way, where I'm a little pissed off about something, or I'm a little sharp, or I'm a little, like, I got a little whatever back. I can admit it. I'm fucking human, right? So, I mean, I don't know. Like, to the point where I'm not sure, how many humans will actually love me as much as he will. And I seclude myself away so that I don't get hurt. It's my, protection mechanism, in a sense. Like, I don't want to be hurt anymore. You know what I mean? Hello, sister. Those kids will be finding you someday. Well, my oldest is 22 this year, and he has yet to find me even once. So I don't think that that's going to happen. I'm no longer even waiting for it. My mother even just said to me last year, "You'll be lucky if you even have a relationship with your kids." Why would she say something like that? Like, that's just absolutely does not even jive with "I'm trying and let's make the families bring it together." Like, this woman has the power to bring us together or divide us, and she continues to find and thrive in the division of us. So all I can do is pray for mercy on her, because she doesn't seem to see what she's doing wrong, and neither does my father. And it's just like, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and keep pointing shit out. Like, it'll be whatever. You guys, I did it for so many years trying to help them and get them to understand and say, yeah, okay, we might have just done some wrong choices and did some lefts when we could have done some rights and whatever. But they don't. They've consistently and constantly always said that they have done nothing wrong. What is this bullshit that we need to hear about from you now? Is kind of the mentality that comes from them. They do not instill or encourage any kind of a relationship. In fact, they almost do the exact opposite. So it is really sad all the way around. And I can't say that I have a whole lot of trust in humanity, that they're going to be there for me and stuff. You know, Clary is showing me that little bit by little bit. But even, you know, even just here with her and I, we've had issues, and it's been like, is this going to have to end? Is this going to be over now? Is this friendship going to be finished because we've had a little bit of a misunderstanding? Because that's how it's been with my family. You know, any kind of a little misunderstanding, it was done. Like, you know, so yeah, like I haven't had them in my life for freaking 10 plus years, you guys. Even before that, we didn't have much of a relationship at all. So she could be instituting having a closer bond, and trying and making an effort herself, and letting my kids see that they're making an effort and we're going to get along, and maybe even admitting to some things they've perhaps done wrong. But no, they don't want to do that. That's the road that's hard traveled and less traveled, and they're not willing to look at themselves in the mirror and admit to any wrong decision. I don't know if it's because they have each other and it's the team of the husband wife that they just feel because they have each other's back, they've done nothing wrong. But like, they should have been bringing all of their decisions to God before they made these decisions. I don't know, whatever. It's not really for me to judge anyways, though, you know, so I have to let it go. It's up to God, you know, but it has definitely ruined a lot of, you know, how I handle relationships, how I deal with life, how I run away when I at first signs of trouble. I mean, there's a lot of things that, you know, I even realize in self-reflection that are kind of against, you know, like, I don't want to say against the norm, but it kind of is. Like, I don't really know how to maintain, it seems like, healthy relationships and stuff like that. Like, I had to learn that in the last few years. Even, I mean, even in the last 10 years I've had unhealthy relationships in my life, you know. But it's the self-reflection of seeing what was unhealthy about that and maintaining it for yourself and making positive choices. That's what changes it for the future. You know what I mean? You've described how your mom grew up, so that is why she tries to hurt others. You will never get an apology. You have to forgive. I have forgiven them. I can't hold on to it anymore. You know, it's only going to hurt me to have that kind of, you know, tension and stuff. Like, and I've literally gone through years of therapy, not just a short amount of therapy like what they did for their marriage. You know, I've gone through years of therapy to try to deal with all of these, you know, feelings that I just really I don't even understand. Like, I can't imagine, you know, giving my child away. I can't imagine not knowing where they're sleeping, if it's safe, or just listening to somebody else saying, yeah, it's safe. I can't imagine, you know, just like, I've had to let go of my kids because of signing over parental rights in 2009. Like, that's done and gone. And it has been for a long time. So yeah, you have to keep staying truthful to yourself. That's true. Yeah, I agree. You know what I really don't like about lives, though, is that when people click on, they're able to like scroll back and see what the last little bit of conversation was about and listen to that and then leave, you know? And it's just like, I actually wish that YouTube had a thing where you actually had to go back and rewatch the replay in order to hear it all, and not just a little clip of whatever was just said, you know? So I've noticed that if you think you've spoken harshly or there's a misunderstanding, your mind always goes to Clary. Are we okay? Kind of panic. She even said your friendship is stronger than that. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess, it's almost like a paranoia in a sense, right? It's just like right away, as soon as there's, something that maybe doesn't jive together, I'm just like, instantly, because it just happens so many freaking times, I could hear, I could literally hear a woman's tone of voice and hear that I don't like her, that she doesn't like me, and that we're not going to get along very well. And that recently happened to me actually with somebody who talks with John Grimes all the time. I just told her, like, it looks like this friendship isn't going to work out. And I never trusted her tone of voice. There was something about her that always was off with me, and I don't know what it was. I still don't even almost even know what the hell it was. But regardless, it was something that was off, and I literally squashed the friendship over it. I'll be right back, okay? I'm like, all right, I'm already up. I should just go to the washroom quick, Yeah, I think what happened was to me as a teenager really messed me up psychologically. I will totally agree with that, and I can admit it, that I can even see it. A lot of my relationships aren't, they haven't been healthy. They haven't ended in a healthy way. And they haven't continued in super healthy ways. I don't even know who sent that. Is there a name? Oh, it is. It's Donna. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Donna. You're so sweet. Thank you, hun. I always have to scroll and catch some messages. So it usually sits for a while and then I got to go and see the rest. So we are golden. Hey, Clary. Tylenol extra strength back. Are you kidding me? That doesn't work. I got to take like the 1,500 milligram capsules and like 3 of them just to get some relief. That's ridiculous. Like, ugh. Sherry, do you think it's because you have a lovely, strong personality? Your family is a bit jealous maybe of you? I don't know. That's pretty stupid if that's the case. I don't know. Like, how can you not love or like or be around or enjoy the company of your only daughter? I will never understand how they are okay with this, or how this is a good and healthy and happy life. They haven't had me over for Christmas since I was like freaking 20, 22, 24. I think I was 24 years old was the last time I was at their house for Christmas. And I mean, they've since moved to another province now. They're long gone. Like, so, who knows? I lost my train of thought, obviously. Yeah, I don't know about the jealousy. And yes, it has completely messed me up. I'm certainly not able to have relationships like normal people. I run away. I don't believe that people care. I don't trust. There's a lot going on that worries me. But whatever. I mean, I've also been hurt so many times that I just don't want to. I don't want to put myself out there in order to be hurt again. You know what I mean? Because I myself have made some of the decisions to date some of the people that I've dated that have hurt me. And it's just like, clearly I don't know how to make a good decision if I can't even pick somebody who's not going to hurt me. So I'm like, all right, forget it. I'm not picking anymore. Everyone of us has messed up badly in life. Yeah. Yeah, everybody except my parents. They don't think that they have. They're good. They're golden. They think they're 100% have always made the right choice, and I am just full of shit. And I am the problem, apparently. I don't know. I don't see it like they do. We have met a year ago. We talked on social media. Who? Chica. Now I'm looking up to their message. I gave a second child up in adoption, the most heartbreaking thing I've ever done. And now he has found you and you guys have a connection. Well, that's really cool. I used to get really upset and angry at people when they'd tell me, oh, just wait. Just wait. Your kids will come back looking for you. Just wait. And I'm like, yeah, just keep waiting and keep missing everything. And I don't get to go to the school concerts and I don't get to see the milestones and I don't get to be in their life to watch the progress and the growth. And like, I was like, no, that sucks. Like, I'm going to wait for nothing. I'm going to miss everything. I was like, I mean, I've had like a billion tears, a trillion tears dealing with that, you know, I mean, it's already long gone. My youngest is 16 in a couple of months. Like, I mean, there is no more freaking concerts. There is no more anything. So it's just like, whatever. The ball is completely in, my family's freaking court and they keep choosing to divide. So good luck with that in the afterlife is all I got to tell you, because that's not going to be conducive into blasting into heaven. Like, I don't think so. I don't see it. Because people who care stay around and have patience. Yeah, I guess that's true. People who care would stay around and have patience. That's true. A thought. Jump back. What you've gone through is what gives you that drive to fix any disputes. Yeah, Tiffs. Just like reaching out on copyright stuff. You're very willing to discuss and solve. That's true. Raw and real is for sure. Yeah, Donna. I do. I proudly put that on my intro because it's for real. It is, But Lisa, that's true. I really wasn't, so willing to work with everybody. I was kind of just like, hey, as if people are just coming around and just taking whatever, and it might not even be the exact channel owner. It's somebody who like runs with it or works with it or enjoys their channel and saw something that on mine that they really wanted to see on their channel, didn't even bother to try to make the connection together to say, hey, would you like to work together? Because she's got something really cool and you've got really good views. And I think the two of you guys would make a wicked team. No, they were just like, here, just take this. Look what I got for you. Look what I found. Check it out. Put it on your channel. And next thing you know, we're in all hell's high water and all this bullshit. So whatever, it is what it is. It is the past. And yes, I'm willing to squash shit. I'm not the kind of person that's going to hold a grudge and stuff like that. Do you think I could get my parents to ever admit to anything that they've ever done? Like, I mean, they've straight up said they're never going to admit to anything. They're never, they weren't in the wrong. So what would they admit to? Ugh. Hey, Fermi. Hard to trust. Yes, old guy. Sounds like someone you know, Lady Shady. Interesting. What would be wonderful? From old guy. Sharing like with people, it's like they all want something. I guess so. And then people think that way about me, and it's just like, oh my God, get lost. Maybe you typed "we all know" because I said it or something. That has happened to me where I've been listening to something and I'm trying to type something and I end up typing what I'm hearing and I'm like, "Oh my gosh," because it's a good thing I reread some things before I send it, you know? I actually reread like everything before I send it, but it's too funny. Like, don't let anyone tell you are the problem. For the child to hear that is destroying. Yeah, I've been told that. Mm. Gigi, it's good. Because of my screwed up relationship with my dad and men, I've never had a successful relationship with a man. No trust. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Ms. Coley. I can completely relate with that. And I'm sure that I have a bunch of exes that would come on here and say, yep, yep. Whatever, though. I mean, it is what it is. Daddy issues and mommy issues are for real. And it does jeopardize how you deal and handle with relationships later on. Whether or not the adults want to or care to admit it or look back on it and say, you know, I can kind of see where I might have done something wrong or guided you a little wrong, or I could have given you some better tools, but I didn't. And, you know, rather than freaking admit it, they're just going to go to their grave with it. I mean, ugh, I seriously would not want to deal with God in the afterlife of whatever the hell I've done wrong. I have literally spent the last like 10 years trying to think of every single little thing I've done wrong in order to admit to it out loud and tell God I'm sorry. I have literally searched people out to go and visit and apologize for mistreating them in relationships. I literally, because I felt bad and I was like, if I don't freaking admit to this, it's going to come after me afterwards. I mean, it's good. I'm going to have to pay for it one day. I'm not just going to get away with it. Like, oh, so we're all going to be judged in the end. Yeah, that's true. Ashley, you love my hair? You're so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, you can't hold grudges. Otherwise, it's just going to make you angry and irritable and just mean. I've been there. I've totally fucking been there. Like, I'm telling you. Sorry, I shouldn't swear so much. I'm really trying to adjust that about myself. CPS sucks. It really freaking does. Honestly, they think they made a good choice. They think that that was a good place, but more harm and hurt happened to me in child and family services than what would have ever freaking happened to me at home, even with my dad corporal punishing me and slapping me in the face for lying about my homework or whatever. I mean, that was his way of, you know, punishing, was corporal punishment stuff. So, like, I wouldn't have gone through, you know, half the garbage that I had to go through, and in my opinion. But there wasn't any unconditional love there. There was always a division for some reason. I was always viewed as not blending with the family, but working against them for some reason. Like, they never saw me as a bonus, a blessing and a good addition. I was the first edition, so I mean, all hell broke loose and all the mistakes got made with me, and they went on to treat my brothers great, you know. But they'll never fucking admit to that. They will never admit to it. I'm done talking about it, you know? Like, I'm done talking to them about it. Now you guys can know about my life and where I've come from and who I am and whatever, and that's fine, but one day they're going to have to answer to somebody. And I have told them this many times. Do you want to wait to have to answer to just God? I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a pride thing. You don't want to have to swallow that pill in order to admit you were wrong in any way. I know what that feels like because I've had to swallow those pills. So I know what that feels like. And I guess some people are just incapable of swallowing that kind of a pill. I think that's what I have to chalk this up as, you know? Some people are just that prideful that they cannot do that, I guess. I'm really thankful that you like my hair. Thank you. I enjoy it too, actually, you know. Love all the curls and stuff. It is pretty, right? Mm. We called our baby brother the golden boy. My brother could do no wrong with my parents. Yeah. Yeah, that's the strange thing is that my brothers have done wrong in my parents' house. They stole their van. My one of my brothers stole my dad's silver coins and like went and bought stuff at like 7-Eleven. Um, my brother stole their van and was like drinking beer and smashing beer bottles to the point the police got called and he was taken home like that. I never did anything like that. I was not that freaking bad in my house. The worst I ever did was lie about not doing my homework so I could go outside to play, in all honesty. So, hello, United Province from India. Hello, Golden Boy. You like? Well, thank you. Throw up a like if you like. If you guys are enjoying the conversation in the general chat here, throw up a like sign. It really does give me support. And, I thank you guys for it. And if you're new, well, subscribe. What are you waiting for? Click that little red button. Who doesn't make mistakes? Well, apparently my parents. Whatever, though. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine viewing any of my children as a burden, to be honest. And it's been really difficult to let go of my own kids, especially relinquishing that parental right to my parents, of all people. Had I have known what the hell I was signing in 2009 in court, I would never have signed that. And I was really not in my right mind with all the stupid drugs I was doing at the time to be signing something permanent. I took the advice of my lawyer, who advised me that we would revisit the court case in a year. And I did not know how that process worked. And I signed the paper. And in the end, it was permanent. And we never went back to court because he never contacted me. And I didn't know that I was supposed to contact him. Nobody told me that. And so, I mean, I don't think that any of that should have happened the way that it did, but it did. And it's all too late, and it's already been 11 years this year, and so it's gone and done and over with. They are adults. Excuse me. Hello, a human being. Okay. Welcome. Thank you for joining, and thank you for the thumbs up. I see Barney Campbell. Howdy. How are you? Sorry I missed you. I sometimes get into my little and then I'm like, hey, I guess I should be saying hello to the new entries. So here comes a few more people that, in my opinion, could possibly be attached to my parents. And they just get to scroll back and hear what I just said about them before they're going to carry on. Rather than picking up the phone and trying to call me and work anything out. Whatever, though. To each their own. What's refreshing? Gigi. Golden Boy says, merci. De rien, de rien. J'adore parler en français. I'm turning a page here. Did I miss something, Clary? There's wrong website. You're being sweet, right, Clary? Love it. Love you for being sweet. Because last time she was like, hey, listen, here's the 1-800-GOTF. I was like, whoa. I mean, I get it. I've been there. Like, just get them out of here. But holy cow. I was like, all right, wait a minute. Too funny. Hilarious, actually. Bella Luna from Ontario, Canada, sent by AD. Well, welcome. It would be nice if you wanted to drop in and say hello as well, but what do I think about Indian, Sherry? What? Um, I think it's a totally different culture, totally different lifestyle, and people are people. I'm a people person. I like all people. It doesn't necessarily mean that I want to be with those people or I want to marry those people, but I love people, everybody. I'm a kind person. And I think we can all get along. We all bleed the same. We all have feelings. There's no need to be extra sensitive, but also in the differences in our culture, it doesn't always mean that we will always get along too. You have a certain way and a lifestyle, and I have a certain way and a lifestyle, and they don't exactly add up. In East India culture, they don't want their women showing their face. It's covered and stuff, and they don't want other men looking at them, even if it's just a friend or even if it's a family member. I mean, I have seen the culture and stuff out there and stuff. It's different, and it's nothing like Canadian culture. And it's I love people. I don't know what else to say. It's not a culture that I would want to go and, live in or anything. I think we all have beauty. We all have good traits, and you shouldn't have to cover up because you're a woman, and men should have to respect women the same. We are equal. We are not, men are not more, than women. Women bring babies into the world. We help reproduce this world. So I think, that they're equal, but different cultures have different ways of dealing with things, and I don't necessarily agree with all of them, but I still am accepting of people. Doesn't really matter where you're from. Doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter what size, what height, nothing matters to me. I don't look at things on the exterior. I look at who you are on the inside and what kind of a person you are. Are you pushy and like, let me see your face and stuff? Like I've had conversations with East Indian men like that. And it's like, no, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to see me, like, in your view, it's like I'm half naked and you just want to look at all my body, my neck, my arms, and it's sexual, and that is not okay, and that's not how Canadians or Americans for that matter act. And so when you come into our cultures and you bring that, we get a little bit like, whoa, like, hold on, wait a second. I don't know if that makes any sense, but those are some of the things that I've noticed about the differences. Talk about court. Boyfriend and I fought this child's mother in court for 6 years for child visitation. It was awful. Wish you the best in health. It really takes a toll, Sherry. Yeah, it really does. What is with the angry faces? What is you saying? Is Laura leaving? I'm so far behind on comments, you guys. This is ridiculous now. Now I've lost everybody. I'm like, huh? I don't even know what you guys are talking about. So I do have a huge personality, Lady Shady. Absolutely. You are behaving, Clary. You're so cute. 1-800, get the fuck out. I'm like, oh, shit. I totally get the frustration and stuff. Like I've been known to be that kind of woman that when you're getting whistled at by this construction guys, I'm like, hey, who are you whistling? It's for real though, like shut up. Because it's just like, it's not classy, Too funny. Beauté, t'es tellement fin. Merci. Beaucoup. All right, I've really got to catch up on these comments. I can't even do it, you guys. I'm like, gosh. Furby's at the DMV. It smells like green eggs and ham. Oh my gosh. I'm a big personality. Prison and a bit late for the family. In prison and a bit late for the family. I don't know what that's about. Miss Coley's on her way to Dollar Tree for hazelnut cream. Yum. Oh, you're so lucky. I gotta go and do that, actually. I gotta go get some. Does sound awful. Bye, Laura. Okay, adios, Laura. I love you. I probably missed her. She's probably already gone. You can't believe you couldn't get it from the grocery store. Glad you're good now. Please tell me the child isn't with it. No, the children are with her, Lisa. She has been, the kids have been with her for 10 years now. And this for 10 years, this has been going on. So this is a current situation about my family life and my kids. That is current. That is not something that's like old school and I'm talking about it past, present, whatever, like past tense. It's something that is currently going on and has been going on for 10 years. They called my number, gotta go and be back. Okay. Tear it up, Sherry, Gigi says. Yeah, there's some cultures that think that like the men are better or bigger. They have bigger importance or I don't get that. To me that's not a constructive way to think. I think that there is good and bad on both sides. There's constructive and pros and cons for both men and women and can I use you as a footstool? What? I would feel so weird. I would be like, am I hurting you? Are you okay? Am I too heavy? Oh, for real though. Excuse me. You'd get murdered in India. I'd be worried. I'd be doing the murdering. Like what are you doing hurting her or something? Like I've literally watched incidences where an entire family comes after one or the other, a male or a female or something, for various different reasons, and even if he has or she has done something horrible, I really don't think it's up to the family to start judging and taking the punishment onto themselves and taking that matter into their own hands. Like I disagree with that. I think that it should be up to God. I think they should leave it up to their God. I don't think they should be, but they have a different culture and a different way of living and a different lifestyle. So, you almost can't really judge one or the other. It's just different. It's, I don't know. I'm loca. You're funny. You're funny, Miss Coley. I really need a large cup too. Yeah, Gigi, you should get one. They're awesome. 15 ounces? I mean, come on. Get ready for the bathroom breaks. What you have said about yourself takes a lot of guts, being honest and open and you shine from the inside out. You're so sweet, Lady Shady. It does take a certain kind of I don't know, a certain kind of dealing with it, admitting it, swallowing that pride pill, admitting to your own wrongs. I didn't always listen. I wasn't always the best kid. I don't think I deserved to be given away. I don't think I was that bad, but apparently they thought I was. So I don't know. Apparently they thought that my strong personality was something that was going to overtake the entire fucking house or something. I don't know. I don't see it. You know what I mean? My mom is a very strong personality, and I don't know if it was perhaps that she felt threatened that I was also a strong personality. I don't know if she saw part of her mother in me and she didn't like that. I don't know what her reason is of giving up her only daughter and then later taking my only daughter and raising her as her own. Ridiculous. Aw, Lisa, you're so sweet. Independent enough, she doesn't need to use you as a footstool. Aw. Yeah, well, I really wouldn't want to. I think I'd hurt him or her. I don't even know if it's a girl or a boy, crying out loud. And then I saw a new person's name just now. Shoot. Where did it go? Was it Heather? No. Darn. Hang on. It was Nancy Hernandez. Sorry. Hello. Are you in Mexico? Because I'm in Canada, honey. I'm not in Mexico. Being desperate is not cute. Yeah, that's true. Being desperate's not cute. United Province. Sorry if it hurts you, but it's new India now. There is no such tradition as covering the face in India. Women have the right to live, speak, talk, and do whatever they want. No way. Well, that is very cool. Nice to hear that they have evolved in their ways in a sense. I think that's very Western urban of them, or almost, it doesn't hurt me at all to hear that. It hurt me more to see how the women were treated over there sometimes, that really wasn't that nice. But I mean, there's men and women that mistreat each other on all around the freaking world. It doesn't matter what race or ethnicity or historical background you have or anything. I mean, there are men and women all around the freaking world that are mistreating each other. So it's really not, I just remember, following or seeing some of their cultural differences and stuff, years ago, and thinking, oh, like that really isn't very super awesome. It makes it seem as if they're a lower class and they should be equal. And, I perhaps maybe even just heard some of the horror stories versus what really does happen out there. I've never been there. So I thank you for sharing that information, United Province. I think it's awesome if they've evolved and, they're more, urbanized or westernized or whatever. I think that's awesome, One good move on their part. Aw. Used to take phone numbers. You guys, I was recently watching this really scary crime show about a woman who had given her phone number to a guy and it was a wrong number. And that was kind of her way of giving him a hint that she didn't really want to talk to him or she wasn't really interested. And he turned into a freaking psycho and tried killing her, was like chasing her down a freaking street with a machete. And thank God there was a vehicle coming her way. I believe I shared that story with you guys too, actually just recently. Hello, Apuva Topa. Speak French, please. You like when I speak French or what? I would like to be here and spoil you. You're so cute. D-fly Maudie. Well, thank you for flattering me. I've never been somebody who would just, use somebody to whatever. Like I'm just not like that. So tu parles pas anglais. Tu parles anglais un petit peu. You speak English enough to write some comments, golden boy. Footstool. As you don't mind Spectre. Oh, Clary. You're so funny. Thanks for the merch store again. Yeah, if you're looking for a mug or you're wanting to grab one of these, feel free. The merch store is there, very reasonably priced. There's brooms in every culture, Amy says. Amy's just going to be out there passing out brooms. Oh, boy. Stilettos, whips, and chains. You guys are so cute. Seriously. You can use me, as any human furniture. Come on. A bit of humor gets us through life. Yeah. I think you're right. Lady Shady. I think it takes a lot of, strength to just overcome it, look back on it and go, maybe I was part of that problem, and, whatever, and moving on, and laughing about it and looking back and just kind of thinking like it is what it is. You can't change it. So you might as well just own it, you know? Oh, so now I'm not special, D-Fly Maudie. So now I'm not the only one you're offering the footstool to? Well, listen, if you're going to offer it to everybody, I don't want it. Oh, boy. I have no feet. You're funny, Lisa. I need a 6-foot man only to change my light bulbs, though. You're funny. Clary, you're so funny. That shouldn't matter, even if you were. You like beer. Okay, that's all right. As long as you're not, killing it. C'est qui parle français? Oh oui, je sais tu parles français, golden boy. Je sais. Gigi, I see it in the beautiful greens and blues and flowers outside the good Christians. Can you find a surgeon for a knee replacement while you're looking for the back? Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, this has been really awesome and fun, and I'm glad we've had a chance to all connect here and stuff. Does anybody have any other questions or anything they want to talk about before we wrap this up? Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm just being silly. Sorry, I'll only be your human furniture. Yeah, I don't know about that. You're offering it to everybody. I don't feel special anymore. It's not one of a kind furniture anymore. Oh boy. Did you know what to say in India? It's namaste. Say hello in India is namaste? Cool. What the hell happened with these creeples called family? Yeah, I don't know. It's divided into a shit show, that's for sure. Hey Kel, how you doing? Ms. Hendricks? Beautiful looking lady, must say. You got to run, Amy? Okay, much love to you. Congratulations on the 31 years of marriage. That's amazing. I hope you guys have an awesome evening or whatever you guys have planned. And thank you for loving my channel. And we'll see you again next time, honey. Give you a hug instead of being your footstool. Unless you want to be my footstool. Just kidding, I'll give you a hug. Aïe, aïe, j'aimerais comprendre ce que vous dites, mais c'est compliqué. Oui, désolée, je peux pas vraiment faire quelque chose en français parce que il y a plein d'autres monde qui parlent en anglais qui comprend pas. Désolée. Have a great evening, Amy. Hope you. Man, this guy's just running around helping everybody. This is the problem with men these days. Don't you see? Oh boy. Right? Oh boy. Eyes him suspiciously, right? Oh boy. Hey, 24-hour crime. Sorry, I said climb. when you live? I'll be live again on, well, we're going to do our draw. The box is all the way over there right now. We're going to be doing our draw on Thursday, March 21st, and probably going to do like a 5 p.m. Central Standard Time or something like that. But Thursday is going to be a special live because usually it's just Tuesdays and Saturdays that I do lives. So Thursday is going to be a special live for the draw for the ring and the earrings that I'm giving away. Best letters in the alphabet. BDSM. 24-hour crime. Love it, I guess. To each their own. Too funny. Mm-hmm. Warm up the wrench. Yeah. Thank you for a great chat. Thank you, Donna. I really appreciate you joining. I'm so happy that you've come by, and thank you for your donation. That's so sweet of you. Kara, I'm Sherry, I'm back. Okay, well, we're just wrapping things up. Probably in about 10-15 minutes, we're going to be finished. So you take care. Don't let family get you down. You're worth more than that. Yeah, it's just impossible to deal with, in all honesty. It's too sad to even express, the level of mistreatment. It's ridiculous. So they will never see it my way. They will never see that they caused me any pain. They will never admit to that. And so, it almost it either takes away from my healing, or I have to let it go completely and forget ever getting any kind of, explanation or apology. Some things you just have to let go. It might never have any, clarity or closure. I could have been your grandmother. I wish I could grab and hold you if I could get through those screens. That sucks, sweetie. Aw, that's so sweet. My parents stopped bringing me out to see my grandparents when I was 12 years old. They thought I was going to run away. And I never got to see them again. So that would be awesome if you could reach through the screen and hug me and be my virtual grandmother. That would be amazing. Alvin, is it? Hello, Alvin Sanchez. Stunningly attractive. Oh, you're so sweet. Well, thank you. Love the virtuals. Merci pour le compliment, Golden Boy. Signing off, Miss Coley. Much love. I hope you have a blessed weekend. Rest of the week. Sorry, I'm really past that. I'm like, oh my gosh, get it together, Sherry. Did you know the meaning of Sherry in India is important guy in the world? No, I had no idea. That's pretty cool. I had no idea. Interesting. So Sherry is like a word versus a name in India then? And it means important guy in the world? That's so cute. I like that. I'm not using you as a doormat, Maudie. That's not my style, yo. Not at all. Yeah, it does eat away sometimes at us, Lady Shady. You're right. Especially around holidays and stuff. Like, it really bothers me to have to deal with the holidays alone and without them. And it's been like that for so many freaking years now. It's almost no longer even painful unless I focus on it. But, it sucks. Like, you can't help but notice when everybody else is getting together with their family and everybody else is going shopping for their loved ones and everybody else is having these special gatherings and meals and everything that, I do not have that. And it's, it's hurtful and sad because they are alive and they are there and they could be including me, and they choose not to, and they choose to not admit to their mistakes, and they choose to keep the division going on. So I'm choosing to let it all go. See you later. Bye-bye. We'll meet in the other life when we all get to answer for our mistakes. I wonder if we're going to get up there and God's going to be like, what mistakes has Sherry ever done? Because I've admitted to all the sins that they're going to be erased and they have not admitted to anything. And he's going to be like, you've got this against you and she's got nothing. I wonder how things are going to look or go, but only he knows. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me. Clary, that's to 24-hour crime now, isn't it? Yeah, I am a Leo, Gigi. Excuse me. Hit the like button. Yes, please. Thank you. Chica. One of your fave poems. My back is killing me. Just throbbing and throbbing and throbbing. Just got off work, thought about hitting the gym. I'll do it in the early morning. I worked out before I got on here. I have an elliptical and I do some physiotherapy stuff, strengthen my back or whatever. More fun than the gym. I would love to have a gym partner, That could be awesome. The motivation alone would be freaking awesome. For real. What are you fact checking on Google? Clary. Sherry was joking about everything. I wanted to make you laugh. You're a beautiful woman in person. Don't let anyone tell you different. You're very sweet, Maudie. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, but you got me because I was like believing you because I take you guys all at face value. That's why I tried to tell Chef Betsy because, she had told me that she was a chef and I was really like that. I thought that was super cool. And then she emailed me and told me that she was actually a secret billionaire and she didn't really want to tell anybody that because she gets the wrong kind of attention. And I was like, totally understanding. And I was like, I get it, And then she turns around and posts something saying that she was joking about the email, that she's not really a billionaire and that she's actually a chef. And I was like, okay, listen, we are actually all strangers here. Like, we don't really know each other. We are online and we're behind keyboards and I can't hear your tone of voice on email or text. So I have no idea when you're joking. And I asked her, I said, as strangers, do you think that we could possibly just be honest about real stuff? Like, I don't want to think you're a chef if you're actually a billionaire, and I don't want to think you're a billionaire if you're actually a chef. Like, why do we even have to joke about that? I mean, that's real life to me. And so, like, I believe what you guys tell me at face value because I don't want to sit here going like, well, I don't know. Is that really true? I mean, for real. I'm trying to just take you of what you say is what it is. So I don't think that she understood me. I'm hoping that she hears this and she understands why I was saying that, because I just want, authenticity a little bit. Like, I don't want to be guessing and jumping back and forth of, oh, okay, you're that. Oh, you're actually that. I mean, could we just be honest with each other? That's how I feel, So hopefully she hears this, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Maudie, and that, there's great jokes. There's like half-ass light jokes like what you're doing here. And then there's that kind of a joke where I'm like, are they joking or are they serious? I don't know, and I'm no longer following, and I don't like that. I kind of feel stupid in that kind of a conversation. So but you're good, you're good. You're fine. Mothers, fathers should never punish us for our mistakes. It's soul destroying. Yeah. Well, I was there first, so I guess they made a lot of mistakes and they just don't realize it. And they certainly don't want to admit it and won't, Most important man in the world. Well, whatever. Perhaps it's more of a word versus a name though over there, Clary, and that's why it means like most important person in the world. Maybe he didn't even mean to say man. Maybe it's not even sex related. Maybe it's just more most important person or something. I don't know. Too funny though. They must have been talking about the drink. It's always makes men feel more important. Oh my goodness, Lisa. It was great talking to you all. God bless you all in the name of Jesus Christ. Have a great day. God bless you, Sherry. God bless you too, Lottie. Thank you for joining. Thanks for the laugh. I really appreciate it. Oh, shush up, sister. MGL sister, you and I are starting to rub each other the wrong way. I get the impression, MGL sister, that you actually don't really like me. When I sent this woman the email about how to get some help in Winnipeg, Manitoba, where I've come from, about what she could do in regards to her claiming this person took a bunch of money from my mother about doors or windows or some kind of crap. She emails me back like two freaking sentences that were just legal relation. And that it was basically showing and stating that she did her due diligence and what the legal answer was to it, which tells me that this woman has a legal background, which in fact tells me that she is a dishonest person in my circle. This woman is not here to be kind and nice in all of this. It seems like she's here to nitpick and figure out whether or not I'm even everything that I say that I am and everything. Like I don't trust her anymore. You know, like she showed me that in the email freaking thing that we did together. Yeah, I would be wide-eyed too, Clary, because for crying out loud, had you have seen her response to my helping, I sent her 3 links: how to get help legally, how to get free consultation legally, and where to go for a legal application. And she responded with her legal argument telling me why she couldn't go after the company after they went and filed bankruptcy. And it was like, if you already knew that, well, I guess you were just sitting there testing me now, weren't you? And I really don't like that. I mean, honestly, if you're not genuinely here to enjoy company and spending some time together, what the hell are you doing here? Because spying on me and trying to make me look stupid or trying to get me to trip up or trying to get me to say something that I maybe shouldn't be here online, that's malicious. Like, get out of here. Don't you have anything better to do? Don't you have other things to monitor? Because, like, I suddenly don't want you on my channel because of the way that you have been. As kind as you have acted like in the past, the way that you've acted with me on the background tells me that your authenticity on the front line is not real. So I don't know what to tell you, girl, but I'm a little bit shocked, And then you could pipe in here, oh, I'm a rocket scientist. Nah, but I know that you're something you're not. I mean, for crying out loud, it was very obvious in just our small interaction together. God have mercy on your soul too. Seriously though. I don't like that. If you're here for an ulterior agenda, like, please check yourself at the door. I do not want anybody here for other than a reason that we are like-minded and we get along and you like my company. If you're just here to try to figure out how to trip me up and how to get me to stumble, that's not cool at all. At all. Like, oh my gosh, how do you sleep at night? Come on. Ugh, so frustrating. How many children? I've got 3. I've only had 3 pregnancies and I have 3 children. But yeah, no, that was not a very good revelation, MGL sister. I'm not okay with that. I'm really not tolerant of seeing that now about you. And you've been like deceiving to my entire audience, trying to act nicer and all kind, like to the point that my mod thinks that I'm almost being a little bit harsh right now. Meanwhile, she has no idea what's all happened. I hope it was you that just logged off almost. Ugh. Shit. Well, you'll have to take the scroll back a bit and take a listen then, because I'm not repeating it. I'm really not sure on your authenticity. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, that would be nice, because like she came on here trying to get everybody all like, oh, my mother and these windows and everything when she already had her legal argument and knew her legal rights and her ramification of what she was able to do. And what did she do? She came on to make me look stupid and try to trip me up and make me freaking say some things that I probably shouldn't have. And it's thank God I didn't. Like, whatever. I don't like that. Really not cool. You support me, Ashley. Well, thank you. I'll have to, what I'll do for you, Clary, is I will open up my email after I'm finished and I'll read it to you because it was just like, wow, it was very eye-opening. Who are these people to treat someone like dog to give away freak? Yeah, that's true. I did feel like a little bit of a, disposed item of the family when my parents gave me up to Child and Family Services at 15. Yeah, I really didn't understand that at all. Lady Shady, you're genuine very much, so don't worry about you. Nice. I very much take people for face value. Whatever you guys put up in my feeds and stuff, like I really do believe you. I have no reason to sit over here and be like, well, I don't know if I could believe that or this or whatever. But if you already had your legal argument together and you knew what your ramifications were and your limits were, MGL sister, coming onto my channel and expressing it the way that you did made it look like you didn't know that and that you were seeking guidance in that. And when you got it, you turned around and you made me look stupid, like I already know more than you. Meanwhile, my links were useless to you, kind of thing. That was the underlying, read between the lines of my 2 sentences in this email to you. So, like, forget it, woman. I don't know about you, And like, I don't have a problem being honest and upfront about it either. Oh, it's a little convenient that now you suddenly got the $1,700 back for your mom. Like, I mean, this literally just happened and I'm just going to bite my tongue because this is getting ridiculous for sure. I'll be upset. She hasn't been mean, but the fact that she was acting so inquisitive and so, that she didn't know how to deal with it or handle it. Then she freaking, no, that's a lie, MGL sister, because you sent me that email like last week and you knew what your ramifications and limits were. So you can't even say that. Okay, whatever. We're just going to drop it because, this, yeah, like I didn't feel your authenticity in the comments that you had brought forward. The way that you made it sound like we weren't really listening to you. So when we did focus on it, and I was genuinely concerned, and I said I would send you some links in order to help you in Winnipeg, Manitoba, that is available to you. And what was your email back to me? You know what? This isn't for the whole world to hear. I will email you, Clary. I will message you. I will read it to you, and you will hear and understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because you heard and understood how inquisitive and how lost she was on the last live when she was freaking asking all these questions about this stuff. And then you'll hear her response to what I sent. So I can't wait to show you, but like it just really proved to me that she already knew. And so like her doing what she did in the live was only to try to make me look stupid. And I was just like, what the fiddle was that all about? Like, no, thank you. Canadian rage, Coco Lupe, you're funny. Nah, Canadian direct. Like, I mean, I'm on this stuff. Like, there's very few people in the world that are going to be able to trick me into, that you genuinely need some help, but that you actually knew the answer to it already. That negates the fact that you genuinely needed help. So, I don't even know how to finish this one now. I'm like, what the fiddle? This has gone like 5 minutes too long into something I don't even, I didn't even want to focus on at all. But I was very, very perturbed. Let me tell you. The old book of life. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Gigi. How many years of therapy? So on and off, I did counseling and stuff as a kid in school. My mom, whenever her and I didn't get along or something happened in the house that, we were butting heads and fighting about, I had to go and see a counselor and talk things through and stuff like that. So when I got given up to Child and Family Services, I had to then at that point sort of go deal with counseling again. And so on and off, I did, various counselors and, tried to talk things through, but I was very angry and I really wasn't receptive to counseling as a teenager. I was very angry and I was like, this isn't going to work. I don't care to tell you about my problems because nothing's going to change. It's not going to fix it. Nothing's going to get better by me just venting and telling you my problems. And so I didn't really understand the process of counseling as a teenager. So it didn't really work, and then I hit like my early, like I was like 19, 20 years old, my early 20s, you guys. And I was like, all right, this is like, I got to deal with like being raped. I got to deal with this childhood, this teenager issue, my parents giving me away. I've got a lot of pain and abandonment that I need to just deal with already. And that's when I enrolled myself into counseling. And I did a couple of years in one place. I did a couple of years in another place, which was mixed personal as well as relationship counseling with my second son's father. And it's just been on and off, where I've periodically gone for a year or two and, talk things out, work it through, spit it out, get it off my chest, deal with it in a sense, cry it out, hash it out, and then I go on and I deal with it. So that's how many years I've been in therapy, just on and off throughout my life since I was a kid. It really wasn't steady. It really wasn't constant, but I mean, it was just, every so often kind of thing. As a man, this is way over my head, but trust Sherry, you're so cute, 24-hour crime. I like you, I've always liked you, though. You've always been really cool. Every case is different on how you're going to be handling it. So yeah, well, I'm definitely going to read it to her for sure. Sorry to interrupt you, Sherry. Goodbye to all of you. It's 3:25 a.m. You should be sleeping. Just kidding. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you're bringing in your knowledge from your country here. It's nice to hear that they've, evolved into different times in a sense. And I wish you a good night's sleep. So thank you for joining, and I hope to see you back another time. But yeah, you guys, this has been really great. I mean, I gotta run. I got a few things that I gotta get on today. So, and it's already like 3:00. So it's later than that, for crying out loud, you guys. It's 5:00. Okay. So yeah, I gotta get going, you guys. All right. So I much love to everybody. I appreciate your support. I appreciate the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, I have defended you in other channels, not sure why. NGL sister, like, you came over here and you asked for help on how to get some legal advice specifically in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And when I sent you those responses, you turned around responding to me like you already knew your limitations on what you were doing legally, which tells me that you had already looked into what you could and couldn't do. So why would you come on to the channel and express that you needed such dire help and concern for your mother losing $1,700 to a company that went bankrupt when suddenly you already knew what to do? That makes no sense. You came in here acting like a victim, wanting some help for something, but then you turn around, you already knew what you could do about it. So in fact, that wasn't even being a victim. Like, it's like, oh my goodness, whatever. Oh my gosh. I got to let it go, because otherwise it's just going to upset me. Like, I don't understand how you don't see what you did wrong. Like, if you already knew what you could do legally, then why the heck were you in my live stream posting up this stuff about $1,700, and today you're like, oh, I already got it back? That doesn't even make sense. And that doesn't happen that fast in the legal world. That's for damn sure. So I don't know what's going on with your authenticity, but I don't feel it. I'm not going to lie. Like, I kind of feel like you're not being authentic. So anyways, yeah, like I don't know. I thought it was a little bit unauthentic, you know? So I don't really know what else to tell you. But yeah, like I love you guys. I thank you for your constant support. And, I hope really, Sherry, I can send you emails from the CPO. Jesus, woman, why the heck were you responding? Why were you putting anything in my live feed about needing help about a legal matter if you were already in discussion with your CPO and your lawyers? You made it look like you didn't know what to do or how to get help. I'm hoping that you're typing right now, to be honest with you. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, no, it's just like whatever. Anyways, yep, moving right along, okay, because clearly you can see my point. It just happened that day. I did not know what to do, getting info. The next day, I can provide it to you. There is no legal process in the province of Manitoba that happens as quickly as the last time you were on my live asking for help to this time you having already the money. I'm sorry, but your story isn't jiving and I'm calling you on it. So, like, I hope that you do have all of the help. I hope you did get all the money back. I'm glad that you found the proper legal counsel and you went through the right channels in order to get that. That's great. But when you came into my live last, you made it appear as if you honestly didn't know what to do or who to go to or what to turn to. And you were in Winnipeg and you needed help. And so the entire live stream halted in order to help you to talk about what was going on with you, and only for it to be found out that you actually knew exactly what you could do and you had already done it. Do you understand where this is a little bit off? I'm just saying. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Oh my gosh. Okay, so every channel I go on at, they're at it. No, I'm sorry. This was actually very end of things and a little bit more personal. Somebody that's in a city that I grew up in, right close to me, and things just aren't really jiving with that person. So, whatever. It is what it is. But I gave you good advice. Yeah, your email does not state that, but we'll just leave it at that. Bygones be bygones. I'm glad that things got dealt with and you were able to, collect what was lost and recoup what your mother had lost, and like moving right along kind of thing. Oh gosh, chat crime, bloody arguing. Sue, you are not somebody who is even on my channel regularly. You are somebody who goes around to all the other channels that have come around to hate about me. So, and I've seen ya. Yvette, yeah, it's true. Exactly. Letting it go, moving on. There's really no point to discussing it, in all honesty. It is what it is. So, yeah, I'm going to continue to work with and help, people who ask for it, and hope that is taken constructively. But very surprised they deposited the money back into her account. Interesting. Yeah. That are my fave channels. Okay, that are my fave channels. All right. Well, moving right along. Love all of you guys. I hope you guys have a great day. This has gone like 12 minutes overboard into things that we didn't even need to hear about. So exactly, Clary, right? My freaking point exactly. But anyways, having a good day. Yes, thank you, girl. Love you too. Peace, 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 love, happiness. Isn't this how it works every time I go to log off, though, right? 10 people come to log on just to see what the heck's going on. It's like, come on, people. We've only been here for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Whatever, though. Enjoy the rest of your day. Love you guys. And we will see you Thursday for our live giveaway, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're new to the channel, be sure to drop in a hello, a like, and a subscribe, because I would love to see more of you. Much love to everybody who's been on my channel, who supported me all throughout the ups and downs that we've been through. I appreciate the continued support. And I look forward to more lives together. I can't wait for the draw. I can't wait to see who won. I actually kind of hope that maybe Clary's going to win it because her birthstone is September. Her birthday is September, and like it's a September birthstone ring. And I'm like, that would be kind of cool, you know? But I'm not the kind of person who's going to rig it. So we're going to do it live. It's going to be straight up, and we'll see who wins it. So yeah, I'm like, come on, Lord, I really want Clary to win it. I think but I'm also trusting him. He knows who would be most happy and fulfilled and love the gift. So you're funny, Clary. Love you guys. I love all of you guys. So much love. Have a great night. And we will see you again soon for another true story with me, Sherry Wiens. Bye for now.